You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairin' on her, flaring on her. We Ric Flairin' on her, flaring on her. Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairin' on her, flaring on her. Yeah, we Ric Flairin' on her, flaring on her. It's apparent these girls staring. I'm Ric Flairin', gold across my chest. I'm fresh to death, I'm Paul Bearing, not at all scary. When I open like Betty Wops and find to these circles that's going in like a carry shot. Woo! I'm going in like a Mary Pop off that Mary crop at the top flow at the Marriott. So questioning me is like questioning you. See, we the best dressed, so come and get blessed with the crew. Not one but two, different ways to slaughter your crew. Committed tat across the chest, I guess she blessed with the truth. People want to see them checks, representation of proof. Living through my elders, trying to resonate to the youth. But ain't nothing to get my flash on. Longevity is heavily embedded in my melanin. Layman terms, I last long. My grind repetitive, I'm smoother than real silk. Lyrical cash cow who can't cry for spilled milk. We in here. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairin' on her, flaring on her. We Ric Flairin' on her, flaring on her. Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairin' on her, flaring on her. We Ric Flairin' on her, flaring on her. This ain't no normal situation, this preparation with greatness. Industry full of fakeness, it's really up for the taking. See, life is what happened to you, more so how you take it. Don't get stripped of your knowledge and mentally leave you naked. I like to live otherwise. I'm sorry that I'm fresh to death. I put the polo and apologize. See, Black Sun, we ain't nothing like the other guys. Quit to socialize, we organize, then we mobilize. Off the deep end like a scuba diver. And no confusion, just keep it pushing like Uber drivers. Woo! Business fresh just like a supervisor in a Gucci visor. Can't find a smoother rhymer. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairin' on her, flaring on her. We Ric Flairin' on her. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairin' on her, flaring on her. We Ric Flairin' on her, flaring on her.
Yeah, DQ baby. Shout out that boy Nigga for that fire track. Hey, Black Sun, sun up. What's up, Vinny Vegas? What in Vegas? Yeah. Shout out Pharaoh's Kids, D-Phase, yeah, Bubba C, yeah, Ric Flairin' on them, Ric Flairin' on them, Ric Flairin' on them, Ric Flair, son up, baby.
Hey yo, Scotty, we back.
Yo,
Appreciate you for reaching
you a
out.
star.
I'm like, hey, it's Outspoken. A lot changed. Granted, the concert we still hosting. Giving you the fix you need when on the screen. The veteran, Captain Petty, giving you medicine. Come tap in. You know Scott gon' do what he do. Might not want to hear it, but here go the hard truth. Perry about the numbers, regret if you're not fact-based. When you run your lane, the numbers seem like a statue. Wait. Hey, Scotty, man, I'm not feeling it. I don't think the people feeling it. Let me get in my bag a little bit, just showing what this Outspoken really about to be like. Outspoken, this is more than conjecture. These days they laying people off. So glad that we got our own. Hunger insatiable, made for you if you say you objective. Hard truth offering, no offense, just perspective. Come get your dosage and go with me. We spit it like poetry. The pivot was pivotal. Could rhyme here, but I'd rather not. Some say Scotty, some call him Scott. The best one since Stewart. If you know, then you know. But if you don't, then you're lost. Let me be frank for a minute, cause we all know that's how Perry be. Break it down the game for what it was. No apologies. This my hypothesis. You tune in, you like watching it. It's common sense, obvious, competent, rugged, and confident. Hey, we outspoken. We outspoken. We outspoken. This is Outspoken, and we gon' put on a show, even if we hear you say I can't see. It's Outspoken.
Hey, backpack. I think.
What is going on, everybody? Happy Monday
night. You already know what it is. Your boy Scotty back with another one as always. You watching Outspoken, and you know this show could be nothing without my brother from another. Give it up for my man, Perry.
That's all I got right now.
No, I ain't getting no palms. I ain't getting no.
I got one ready. I'm just trying to keep it here.
I need you to keep the same energy, sir. I need you to keep the same energy.
Defense, Jags, defense. Something, TD. One of them won't touchdown. Something.
Oh,
I just need something, Scotty. What's up?
Yeah, nothing. Man, I apologize for the late show, guys. I was rushing and stuff, and it hit me, and I was just like, man, like, is this the end? I just had to know.
Is it the end for who? For me? I survived Dooley. Hey, since COVID, this what it's been, brother. So, yeah. I mean, I told you, didn't I say this before? I said last year when Alabama A&M started talking noise to
me. It's different. It was different.
Then Alabama State, then Savannah State snuck in one on me. Then PV just been on me, just all on my back. So I'm in uncharted territory. It's starting to become the norm. Jackson State for sure on me now. So, I'm not used to this. The only ones I was used to for years was Alcorn for a decade. It was pretty much Alcorn, but all these unforeseen attacks coming from all these different areas. If it's the end, it's been the end for about 4 years now.
It's a long ending. That movie is still going on. That's a
Texas
long
Southern.
ending.
I forgot about Texas Southern was on my, like, God, dog, bro. Like, I told you, I don't know what this feel like, so it's new for me. Before COVID, I was in a different world. Before you got into this space, and I hate you came into this space to see. What you laughing at?
He's like, I hate to see that you came into the space at the time that I did.
Yeah, I hate you. I hate you. Don't understand why.
It's like one of them. It's like when you're talking to a girl, man. Like, you talking to your kids, you be like, who is it? In my younger days,
you just didn't know. You didn't know. Now, man, look at me. I'm all beat up, and everybody want to fight me now. Everybody picking the fight. I used to be the man, homie. Now everybody want to fight me.
Damn, homie. In high school, you was the man, homie. Hey, listen.
What happened to me? And you don't even know. So I get why when you talk that noise about Southern, because you missed the competing for championships, the Alcorn Southern back and forth. When you came into this space, it was like, damn, Southern, is this Southern? Is
this it? Which I always felt like, when I first got into the space, Smash would call in and he would talk about y'all the powerhouse, Southern the powerhouse. And I'm like, I ain't seen it.
Yeah, you didn't see it.
I didn't know what the powerhouse was. I didn't know what that was all about. So, and I still don't. We still waiting.
It went out the window at spring 21.
Right, when I stepped in this job.
I mean, as soon as you stepped in, we stepped out. It was like, God, dog. So, yeah.
Oh, listen. For all you Bammers in the chat, all you Bammers trying to call in.
Don't ask. I said, don't ask. I said, don't ask. No questions.
Don't ask us no questions. Don't ask us no questions. No. Ain't no call lines opening. No, I ain't gonna do you like, but don't ask me no.
Don't ask. I said, don't ask. I said, don't ask. No questions.
Don't ask no questions tonight.
And see what I love about it? Why everybody act like I'm a duck them? Come on, y'all. I've been on here. Where you think I'm gonna go? You think I'm gonna tell Scotty, man, Scotty, something came up, I ain't gonna be able to make it tonight. Man, I don't duck. I ain't like the mother folks when they up high and then they come down.
Hey, don't be in the chat. They don't turn the YouTube channel on when they lose. Boy, they go missing.
Do y'all not remember the 5 losses I had to sit in front of y'all last year? Bama State, then Jackson State last year. Then FAMU, then Alcorn, then the PV just was crazy.
Yeah.
I ain't went nowhere. So why y'all think all of a sudden, like, where's Perry? Where you think I'm gonna go? Have I ever ducked y'all? Have I ever ducked the smoke? I have not.
That's fair.
And when I wrote a check my ass couldn't cash, I showed up to y'all and gave you cash instead. I knew the check bounced. My bad. It was check bounced on me this weekend in Jackson.
It was still good. It was still good.
I had to give you cash. So I'm upstanding. I always come before the congregation, win or lose. No matter how much shit I talk, I'm here. I don't run from this. So don't be so surprised and try to create this. Oh my God, I'm so surprised. You know.
Listen,
here.
We don't duck the smoke. We stand in it in an elite way. Listen, make sure you get some Elite 15 coffee. Veteran owned, black owned business. Listen, if you can't sleep at night because your team's not winning, get you some Elite 15.
Where my mug at? Matter of fact, who on there? Send me some. Why I haven't got a pack of coffee yet?
I'm gonna hit my guy up. Yeah,
send me a little sample.
Listen, you can't go to sleep at night because your team's stressing you. Get yourself some Elite 15 coffee. Listen, Southern fans, the link is in the description below. If you're having nightmares, you can't stay up, you're drowsy, get some Elite 15 coffee. All right, get you some of that. All right, let's get to a little hot and viral. This might be a little hot, but it ain't viral. Okay, might be a little hot, but it ain't.
Better not be no Shannon Sharp. Is this Shannon Sharp?
No, it ain't no damn Shannon Sharp.
Oh, okay. I don't want to hear all that huffing and puffing.
That's my Michelle. All right. Just a little question.
Oh, this nigga, boy, you crazy.
Does Southern need celebrity? Does Southern
Kevin Sumlin not a celebrity?
He's a high-profile coach. I'll throw it in there. He's a high-profile coach. You know what I'm saying? Not your SWAC recycle tires. How about that? Yeah, you know, some high-profile P5 coach. You know what I'm saying? Maybe Billy Napier. You know, because he fired. You know what I'm saying? So,
now, you know, they ain't gonna touch no white guy.
He was at ULL. Now he was right down the road.
I think Billy got his start, if I'm not mistaken.
South Carolina State.
Buddy Pugh.
Buddy Pugh. Let him be a grad coach. And a quarterback coach. So, does Southern need celebrity?
I don't know what we need. Let me put it like this. All right. I will not say celebrity. I get where you're going with celebrity, right? It reignites. It excites. You got a fan base that how do I want to put this? Because Graves still the coach. And now because, you know, I rock with Southern, we 3 games in, I'm not just going to kick Graves to the curb. But what I saw, I'm not happy about. But what I will say when it comes to Southern, I told you, though, that first game against McNeese that people wasn't understanding why I said it was a must-win.
Yeah.
Did you remember the picture I put up there with the fan base that showed up?
Yeah, you did.
They showed up excited, ready to see a change, to say, is this where we finally going to cross over the hump? We're going to give you a chance. I knew that's what it was going to be. I knew they was going to show up to be there to watch, to figure out how this thing was going to go. And I think they would have supported it. It was the way Southern lost that game.
Yeah.
7-0 the whole game, and then you just gave it away in the fourth. And when people was walking by me, I heard all type of cuss words. It was just like, what the hell just happened? That was the dagger. I think it was evident when you saw at Jackson, Mississippi this weekend. Now, I know we had a hurricane in Louisiana last week. We had things, people was dealing with stuff, but Southern fans didn't show up. And I won't even just put it on that. That SWAC championship that we went to with Dooley.
That was, yeah.
Southern fans didn't show up.
Yeah.
The last 2 times we have been in Jackson, and I'm telling you, I have seen that to where Southern is completely from the horseshoe in the middle all the way over to the corner has been packed with blue and gold. That's what you can say about 20,000, 15,000.
Can I stop you right there? Because Jackson State doesn't fill up his own stadium. But continue. They don't believe in filling up. They need that. Hey, we need y'all to travel in because we don't fill up our own stadium. But that's neither here nor there. But go ahead, continue.
That's your beef with them. I get it. That 60,000, I get it.
Not
but in the past,
includes the whole bowl. But you know, anyway, continue.
in the past, anybody who has seen this game before COVID knows exactly when the Jaguar Nation shows up in that state. And this ain't no flaunt, no stunning, no, but you know that's what has made this game huge. Even when they showed the preview on College Game Day, they said at least 50,000 people to show up. That's because Southern shows up along with Jackson State. Southern ain't showed up the last 2 times, and it's because the fan base, for me, has lost interest. The pride is all the way down. People like, you know what, before, and I tell people, when it comes to athletics, particularly football, you have to respect 2 things that people are going to give you: their money and their time. And if they can find something else to spend their money on and somewhere else to spend their time, they will do it if they feel the product is not what they feel they want to see supported. I feel that's what has happened to Southern since Dawson Odoms has left, and we're on our 3rd coach. Fans of Southern, and this is, I know this is going to sound crazy to say, this is what I foresaw coming when we let go Odoms. Well, I wouldn't necessarily say let go. We didn't match whatever it was Odoms was looking to be matched that Norfolk State threw at him. But nonetheless, this is the same thing that happened to Jackson State with Coach Comagee. Comagee was a coach similar like Odoms. This is the same storyline. He won a championship in 2007. He lost the championship in 12 to UAPB. He lost the championship in 13 to Southern. They got rid of him. Then they went down that no man's road for years, going coach after coach, trying to restore that Jackson State pride. You know, the old heads trying to find whatever that guy that relives the old days. And they was in that no man's land from 2014 until Prime got there in 2021. And it was rough on them as fans. And they can attest to this. They understand exactly where I'm going with this. The same thing with Odoms. He won a championship in 13. He took Southern to play for one in 14, 18, and 19. The fans got restless, and still to this day, fans say he was mediocre. He never could win the big game. It was all of these things, right? But I think what they missed was holding together a program. Competing for a championship is better than not going to a championship at all.
Hey, listen.
If Alcorn was the only team I had to worry about, now I got to worry about Texas Southern, Prairie View. Well, we lost to FAM, but we beat FAMU in 12 in Atlanta Classic, football classic. But regardless of the fact, Alabama and Alabama State, we still ain't lost to A&M. Thank God. I don't know how the hell we ain't lost to them, but Alabama State, Jackson State, like, we got bigger fish to fry now.
Yeah.
So if everybody complained about Odoms and Alcorn, we complaining about the whole damn SWAC West and East now. And we're not even competing for championships. So now it looks like we're going down that same no man's path like Jackson State did after they let go Comagee, trying to find that guy and reignite that old thing. And for Southern, that old thing just ain't there. And right now, that's exactly where we at. And it is killing a fan base that has to sit and endure this. You know, I thought with Jason Rollins, I didn't know what we were going to do because he took over from the interim tag. But then Dooley came in and won that homecoming game convincingly while he was at Prairie View. And I think they thought that was going to be the home run hire, the exciting, the boost. This was the closest thing back to Pete Richardson days, right? He coached under Pete Richardson. That's what we want to reignite. And it didn't work. That was a failed experiment. It ignited people for a quick second, the spring. The season gets started, faded out. The next year is why you had to fire him. Had you kept him, that was going to completely kill the entire fan base. So Southern is in that no man's land. It did. Terrence Grade had his opportunity. Game 1 against McNeese. The fans showed up. The Jaguar Nation was there. But when you lose a game the way that they lost, that just completely killed them. Southern fans love some football, and they know football. Southern fans are no dummies when they're watching the game. And they will show up deep, loyal, ready to support. But now since COVID, Southern fans like to show up and talk noise. If we can't show up and talk noise, they won't show up at all. Because guess what? You're losing, and you're on the losing end to teams you ain't accustomed to losing. And now it's starting to be like, what is this? So I think when you say celebrity coach, we need somebody in that's going to, what Jackson State did with Deion Sanders, he brought the swagger back. Southern and Jackson are 2 programs, two fan bases that I think that always stood them out from everybody else was the swagger about themselves. It was the noise talk. It was we could back it up, whether it was football, band, you want to shit talk, whatever the case may be, championships. It was the swagger that you had, that you took into people's stadium and that you brought into your own, that people ultimately respected. They may not have liked it because they don't like when you show up, but they respect it. That's why everybody gets up when you come to town. Jackson had to find that again, and Dion was the right fit to bring that back, and he did that for them. Southern is in that no man's land, and I don't know what it's going to take, because clearly take everything away from the 90s. They keep trying to use the 90s and the Pete Richardson guys to reignite it. That's not going to happen. So I don't know where to go now to who's savvy enough and with enough swag to be able to bring that confidence and energy back to the Jaguar Nation, because right now the energy and the confidence is down and it ain't there like it used to be. And that's why you don't see the people showing up at home and away games like they once did.
Okay. So my thing is this. First of all, let me respond to this comment, right? Scotty, we got a 60K seat stadium. Listen, that's not my problem. If you're talking about 60,000 in unison, that means it's your people, not half of that being the opposing team. So stop saying it. That's my only issue. 60,000 in unison is a lie. You don't ever put 60,000 of your own fans in that stadium. I've been there enough times to see it for myself. Even in the SWAC championship, you did not fill up the stadium. Okay, you guys stopped right at the half point, and it's like Texas and Oklahoma for the Cotton Bowl. Okay, like half of it's Texas, half of it's Oklahoma. So just say about 30,000 in unison. If y'all just keep it realistic, I would appreciate that. But Mike talking about some 60,000 in unison, and y'all Bama's don't even fill up the opposite side of the bowl, don't work. Anyway, now my thing is this, right?
You just want to let them live with you. And I should be going on their ass, but you want them.
It's dumb. Scotty, we have a 60K seat stadium. Okay, you got a 10-bedroom house, but you only sleep in 2 of them. What does it mean? What does that even mean? 10 bedrooms in unison on one? No, you only sleep in 2 of them. Okay, what are we talking about? Shut up.
Be nasty in all them rooms. Just messing up beds for no reason.
Oh, God. You know what I'm saying? I got 82 bathrooms, Scotty. I'm like, okay, and I only use 1 a day. I'm like, well, anyway, but I say you do, and this is why I say that. It's because when I say a fan, like it's the same. This is how I feel about HBCU fans and stuff like that. First of all, most of you members don't even care about football. Let's just keep it a buck. You don't. All right. You don't really
that of the conversation.
You know what I'm saying? And that's a whole nother conversation, but I'm a stick with my point. You Bamas don't care about football. I know that for a fact. Anyway.
Well, Southern we do.
Okay, cool.
Southern we do.
My issue is this, is that you gotta get a name that is going to bring in talent day one. That is the key, because you can only be excited for a new infused team, right? When you start seeing these names come in and these transfers come in and all these different talent, you need that. So even if it's a Kevin Sumlin, even if it might be a Billy Napier, if it might be whatever high profile coach that you want to name or celebrity or whatever, you need that. Now, me personally, I think Ed Reed's a no-brainer. I really think it's a no-brainer. If I have an opportunity to put Ed Reed on my coaching staff, I'm taking it. And the simple fact of the matter is day one. It doesn't even matter if you lose the first game. The excitement that Ed Reed is going to bring to Southern is going to be beyond belief. You don't listen. Sellout ticket. Like, this is at the end of the day, can I say this? At the end of the day, it is a game. Okay? Because the thing about HBCU people, they love to say, Scotty, it's a business. It's a business, Scotty. But you guys don't move like it's a business. You move like it's a mom and pop store. Oh, we're gonna play another conference game. That is just, we're gonna play a SWAC out of conference game, and we're just gonna do that because of the money. But if I got somebody who's going to bring in crazy revenue off of merchandise, off of ticket sales, off tailgating, just the excitement around the program. Now I can go through other things to build up my program. I'm going to keep saying this until I can't say it no more. Resources and facilities will last longer than any coach you ever put in the Southern position. So if I get Ed Reed for 4 years and he can give me a new practice field or a new field house or a new turf or a new stadium or new lights, whatever I need, that is going to last longer than any coach, because every coach coming behind him is going to get the benefit of that, right? So
I'll say this though, maybe not Ed Reed, because if he couldn't handle what he saw at Bethune, he gonna blow his brains out at Southern. Just to realize, we always talk about it, it's political. He dealt with just a little bit of it at Bethune. It's even more political at Southern. And as much as people say it's not, it very much is. I think that's why you see Southern being in the position that it is now. It's the political side that has decided to continue to make the decisions that it does, and they're going to get in the way. I think maybe Ed Reed, because of what he saw at Bethune, and I think we saw the way he reacted, Ed Reed is going to blow up at Southern. Just being able to just voicing it. Maybe somebody else. And I'm with you. If there's going to be somebody else, I just think Ed Reed won't be able to handle Southern. I just don't think he's going to be able to understand. He's not even going to want to work with them the moment he see how things operate around here. He going to be like, this is the same shit I dealt with at Bethune. You niggas doing it here too? And he going to blow up about it, and he not going to stay quiet. Ed Reed, I just don't think may not be the fit for Southern. There are plenty of guys, though. I just don't think he may be able to handle this.
I'm going to keep it a buck with you, bro. And I know this. Listen.
I would take him now. Just saying.
Teddy Bridgewater, I don't know. I'm a little iffy on the Teddy Bridgewater. But my thing is this. Jesus Christ.
It's going to be tough.
No, what I'm saying is this. If I'm not even going to say no names. If the HBCU community can look the other way against somebody who went to prison for something, how can you not look the other way because somebody said something on a public platform saying, oh, man, yeah, they didn't clean my office and they didn't do this and they didn't. That's crazy to me.
I don't think it's about, I'm just saying it's going to be, can he handle once he realizes what this is like? This Southern thing is different,
though, What I'm saying is this is my personal opinion. Do you not think that he will learn to keep his emotions off of Instagram Live? You don't think he can do that?
I don't think he will, because once he realizes what he's dealing with. Now, I'm not saying nobody else can deal with that. Ed Reed is an emotional, passionate guy. He's full of passion. And when he puts himself into something, his passion oozes out. At Southern, you get a lot of media coverage. That's what Dooley couldn't handle. Remember that. Media coverage, because you're always on the news because you got LSU right here in town. So you're going to constantly be in the news. I think putting the camera in front, because remember, he didn't even have no camera in his face from the news at Bethune. It was just him going on his phone. You put these cameras in his face 2, 3 times, 4 times a week at Southern, I just don't know, with his passion and his emotion, will he be able to bottle that up to really do the work and do the things that I want him to do and that you want him to do. I don't think he'll be able to do that. I think he'll dig another hole for himself, because he's not going to be able to help himself. He's not one to hold his tongue. Deion didn't hold his tongue either, but Deion went straight to work. Ed Reed took a way different approach than what Deion did. Deion was just like, hey, we just trying to build something here. Ed Reed was like, what the fuck is even going on here? I mean, it was a totally different approach, and I just think because he's going to have the media in his face so much here at Southern, I don't know how long can he deal with just what's going to be happening around here. And I say that is because a lot of people, if you don't know Southern is political. You have to be strong-minded and strong-willed, and you have to really want to be around this shit in order to deal with it. And if you do get a celebrity or somebody that's high profile that comes in, you want them to be able to control themselves to where that passion doesn't ooze out to come off as negative. Deion didn't come across as negative. Deion just, to me, kept it honest, told the truth, at least to what I thought, in terms of getting things done. And it worked. He did it. They got the things that they were looking for. They got a championship in the SWAC. They got a practice field. They got a football facility for the players to go in and do things. He brought things to the program. Ed Reed, it's the emotion part. And we speaking on Ed Reed, but Ed Reed ain't the end all be all out there.
No.
Somebody.
Yeah. There's somebody for everybody, right? Like, listen, man, I think
Ed Reed been through hands with somebody around here. I'm telling you, and he's a Louisiana guy. I think Destrehan, which is right outside of New Orleans. So Destrehan is maybe 45 minutes to an hour from Baton Rouge. So, I'm sure he can get the Louisiana kids. And whoever comes here, you're going to be on television nonstop. You share television time, newspaper, and everything else with LSU. There's no doubt about it.
Listen, I'm always an Art Browse fan. I'm gonna just keep it a buck. I'm always an Art Browse fan. I'm gonna just leave it like that. I'm gonna just leave it alone. I know black people, listen, it's about football games to me. I hire them, but teach it though. All right.
We need some. Let me tell you. I like Graves. That's my dog. Graves, you have lost the fan base. The same way Dooley lost the fan base. I mean, that's just the reality to it. I have to tell the truth. The truth is we look in the stands and the fan base is not there. They were there for game 1 against McNeese, and the way we lost that game made everybody be like, you know what?
I'm good.
I'll find something better else to do with my money, and I'll find something better else to do with my time. And that is evident. The fact that the people did not show up to Jackson, Mississippi the way that we normally do. And that's not the first time. That's the second time, because they did it in the SWAC championship. And I was confused when I looked up. I'm like, damn, the people really not supporting Dooley. They really not here. Then he comes back, and guess what? Dooley had one more chance last year. Jackson stayed at home. You had an opportunity. With all of the fans there, with a packed house, you had an opportunity to win them back. It's the big game that Southern fans love that you have to win. And Southern has not won a big game in a while. I know the Bayou Classic may seem big to those out there. It's just a television game. Grambling ain't been hitting on shit. Southern ain't been hitting on shit. But the teams that have been hitting,
Pop Warner,
Jackson State, when you get opportunities to have your shot at them, you blow it. Even in the non-conference, when you get your opportunity against McNeese, when everybody like, I'm ready to give you a chance, you blow it, and then you blow it in the ugliest way possible that just really turns people off. That's what's happened to Southern. And Jackson State, y'all know what I'm talking about. You dealt with it from 2014 until Prime got there. Southern, we are currently in that state right now where you're going to have your diehards who are going to show up, but you're not going to have that average person who's in Baton Rouge saying, damn, Southern got a game this weekend. You know what? Let's go over to A.W. Mumford and watch this game.
Real
You're
quick.
not going to have that right now.
Before we move on, real quick, give me 2 or 3 coach names that you would, if it was, just realistically that you would like.
I don't even know. Last time I was talking white coaches. One of the coaches that was high on my list, I can't think of his name off the top of my head, but he's the head coach at Sacramento State. Sacramento State, if you go look at them, an FCS top 25 program. I mean, he builds his teams from defense on out. I looked at another white coach at Western Carolina. People not going to like the fact that I'm saying a white coach. So what? He going to have black players.
Don't they all? Don't they all? Don't they all?
Shit. Alcorn roll with who they had. I mean, it is what it is. Andy Thompson. That's who it is. Thank you, Blue. Andy Thompson, man, look. And them cats in FCS ain't making no money.
They not 175, 150, 125, and
we
they
paying
killing us.
$200,000-$300,000 in the HBCU space for
No,
coaches that can't even go beat nobody.
That's crazy to me. That's crazy to me. That's the part to me is the SWAC probably got some of the highest coaches on payroll, and they don't beat nobody. I bet you that the coach from Georgetown College is getting paid half of what Maynard's getting paid, and they took his ass to the wire. Same thing at Texas A&M Commerce.
Didn't
Get that white Bama.
did Delta State push Dion in?
Yeah.
And I'm sure he ain't making shit at that little D2. So I'm saying we pay a lot of money in this arena, and I brought this up before in the conversation. Do we need to rethink the value that we put in terms of football coaches, because we pay our coaches so much, but for what? Why are we paying coaches in our league this high amount of money to produce what? I mean, mainly getting out just to say, man, I get paid to win SWAC games. I get it. In our realm, it's SWAC championship and the Celebration Bowl. But I think we need to take a look as a whole and say, man, we need to lower this, because what are we really getting in return? Southern just had to fire Dooley and had to pay Dooley, what, $200,000 a year just for him not to be here. Why are we paying the man $400,000?
Yeah.
We gave him more money than what Dawson Odos was making. Why? Why are we doing this in this arena? Just to get coaches from around the league. If I'm giving out that much money, man, look, I can easily, I know people going to say, well, why don't you go get the position coaches on the FBS level? Listen, Willie Simmons left for a reason. Okay? To take that position coach.
$500,000 to tell a running back to block.
A room of 6 guys run hard with less problems. So get that out your head, talking about getting these position coaches from the FBS level. Them guys are comfortable. Them guys are making money, and they ain't trying to come deal with you and your bullshit. Unless they just eager to be a head coach.
Yeah.
But there's plenty of guys on the FCS level. Just take a pick and just throw a dart to any coach on the FCS top 25 right now.
Yeah.
Just close your eyes and just hit a name.
But okay. Can we talk about it real quick? Let's really talk about it.
Let's really talk.
They don't want to deal with some nigga stuff. I mean, let's just keep it a buck.
Who?
If I was a white coach, why would I come there and deal with the headaches that you gonna give me?
We don't know that though, because I don't think we've ever even pushed the envelope to even try. Clearly we haven't, because look at the pool that we continue to pull from. So
let me get this straight. So Ed Reed can't deal with the politics at Southern with his high prop, but you're telling me a white coach can come down and deal with the politics at Southern on top of being nigga shit?
Ed Reed just too boisterous. That white coach gonna make things happen without you knowing it's happening. He gonna go sit in that white room with folks and then voice his opinion. He know how to play the game instead of getting on the Instagram and yelling at the media about what. Ed Reed just went about it the wrong way. It was nothing wrong with the passion that Ed Reed had for Bethune-Cookman and what he wanted to see change, because I yell about it all the time. But Ed Reed just went about it the wrong way. Even Dion told him, you went about it the wrong way. Ain't nobody saying nothing wrong with your passion. But you can't be on here yelling fuck everybody on the Instagram live and then get mad when they say we don't want you no more. You can't do that. There's a way on how to go about with your passion to be able to get things done. And I'm not saying that the white coach, I mean, Alcorn dealt with Jay Hopkins, didn't it? Jay Hopkins came and dealt with some nigga shit at Alcorn and won.
Yeah.
He's the reason Alcorn he gave Alcorn their swagger back.
Yeah.
Alcorn didn't have no swagger since Steve McNair. That is not a lie. Alcorn fans, you didn't see Alcorn games before Jay Hopkins got there, did you? There was nobody at Alcorn games before Jay Hopkins got there. He gave Alcorn their swagger back.
Oh, man.
They hire that produce winning. Winning at the end of the day is what's the cure for all of this.
Yeah.
Win games, big games, and you will cure this.
Yeah.
Play in big games, and at least if you're going to lose them, it's like when I leave the stadium, like, God damn, hey, that was a hell of a game, man.
Yeah.
You know, fans can lay their hat on it. Just not looking like you look good in the game, not looking like you showed up like a football team ready to play football takes fans away from it, and they're not going to want to sit through that. But Jay Hopkins brought the swagger back to Alcorn. Alcorn, I'm telling you, had not had it since Steve McNair. Alcorn games were empty. You can go shoot a gun in the stands and wouldn't hit nobody. I'm just telling you. Coaches like that reignite the fan base. And Alcorn fan base, when you came into the space, you probably never even knew that, did you? You would have swore they were swag surfing for 30 years in Jack Spinks. No, they was not. They started swag surfing in Jack Spinks in about 2013, for show in 2014.
Oh my God.
They wasn't swag surfing in them. That's for real. Man, you wouldn't hit nothing in that stadium. As long as you don't shoot by the band, man, you wouldn't hit nothing in Jack Spinks.
Oh, Jesus, my stomach hurt. That was funny.
But that's the reality to it. They brought Jay in. Jay won in 13. Jay was damn near a game away from taking them to a championship in 13. When 14 came, the swag came back. And Jackson State, Alcorn just became who you saw. They showed up to games again. It reignited them. It brought the pride back. Deion did that at Jackson State. It brought the pride back. It reignited them.
Oh, Jesus.
Southern needs that now. And whether it's white or black, hell, Alcorn did it with a white coach. It didn't stop them from saying we're not supporting the white coach.
Facts.
Yeah, they showed up more than ever before. They showed the white man how to swag surf. They was in the stand. Who want the smoke? Who want the smoke? You know, they came like, shit.
Oh, we love our white man.
Hey! This is the reality of the world that I'm telling you that in football, I don't care. He gonna recruit black players, you know it. Jay Hawkins had black players. When he first got there, bro, he had these Samoans, these big refrigerators. That's what I never forget. Alcorn went up to Little Rock or Pine Bluff and played UAPB. My mom was at the game. And my mom called me. I was getting ready for a Southern game. And she called me. She said, who the fuck are these big Hawaiian look? This is her exact words. Because my mama cuts. She said, who the fuck is these big Hawaiian motherfuckers they got on the offensive line? I said, man, who you talking about? She said, Alcorn. She's like, they take 2 out and they put 2 more in. Where they getting them from?
Jesus. Oh, Jesus.
I said, ma, that's just the white man that went and recruited. They built the O-line. They ran the ball. But at the end of the day, that's what I'm saying, man. It don't matter. You just need somebody to reignite the fan base. And what cures all? Winning. Jay Hopkins did it at Alcorn. They won. Deion Sanders did it at Jackson State. They won. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
you got to bring somebody in to win. Hell, even Broderick Fobbs did it at Grambling. When he won, if it wasn't Southern playing for the championship, it was Grambling. Yeah. Grambling and Alcorn. Broderick Fobbs reignited it. Winning cures it all. If you can find somebody to come in and create a winning culture, the fans will come back. But right now, fans don't want to lose, and they damn sure don't want to lose to rivals. Southern, you can be straight if you beat FAMU, Jackson State, win homecoming, and the Bayou Classic. Southern fans, that'll turn Southern fans up.
Mm-hmm.
That's how Odom's got the job in 2012. He beat Jackson State, FAMU, he won homecoming, and we won the Bayou Classic. They gave him the job. Mm-hmm. Them the big game Southern fans like, because then we can brag. If you can beat them, I know I can beat the rest of them teams.
Mm-hmm.
That's just the way it is. I'm sorry to everybody else, but that's the way we look at it. Who's been playing in the championships? Grambling over the past decade. Grambling, Alcorn, Jackson, FAMU, Southern. And I guess you could throw PV in there. I guess you could throw them in there. They got they too. But
they got in there by default.
Yeah, Willie Simmons was on that staff.
Y'all backdoor 1 year, no Diddy, and then they backdoor another. You know what I'm saying? It's by default.
I'm sorry I went on all that, but I have to make it make sense to folks, because I know folks will be like, "What? They know white coach, man. Look, that white coach turned Alcorn the fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
Alcorn was turned up all the way. Did he win Celebration Bowls? He did, but Alcorn was just happy to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Southern, I ain't seen the Celebration Bowl. That's just the truth. So I'm not opposed to going and throwing $260,000, $270,000, $280,000 at an FCS top 25 coach who has been proven winning wherever he at, who probably playing black players like he come from the black school himself.
Yeah.
And I like Andy Thompson at Sacramento State. So that's just, you asked me about a guy, and I like the guy at Western Carolina. So, I'm not opposed to a white coach. I know people gonna say HBCU, you want to give the black coach your ass to show up to the game if that white man win them games.
Boy, and wouldn't care. Wouldn't care a lick.
Ask Alcorn.
They be like this.
I'll be in there too. Like I told y'all, I told y'all.
Oh man, let's move.
Just need to be reignited, man. Our fans hey, Southern fans are not there right now. It's over with.
Boy, you said that Jake was funny. You said shoot again. You
man, if anybody been following the SWAC and been around, you know it. Let's just go 2011 all the way to whenever the fuck you want to go. Whenever Steve McNair left, they know what I'm talking about.
That joint was hilarious.
Alcorn was your perfect Thursday night football game. No matter who they played, if they was at home, you could put Alcorn and you can hear the damn cheerleaders way up in the damn booth when they come and take the game because ain't nobody there. You can hear the coaches yelling at the players.
Oh man.
And Jackson know what that was like too in the early 2000s. What was it, Coach Bell? Y'all remember if y'all old enough, y'all remember the early 2000s? Jackson State? Before Comedy brought y'all back to life. Y'all remember what veterans looked like? Nobody was in there but the band. I've been around a long time, man. I done seen some dynasties come and go. I done seen teams up and down. They know about Bell. Ask Jack, just bring up Bell to Jackson State. See, Mike Reed would know. See, he young, he would know. But Jackson folks know what I'm talking about. They wasn't showing up to them games at all in the early 2000s.
Peter, you know what you sound like? You sound like this dude who be on TikTok. Hold on, let me say it.
What'd he do?
This what you remind me of. Boy, you got me crying over here.
Oh. I remember when you wore them in Vizu. Yeah. You had them see-through J's on.
You was one basketball pants. You used to study one on the school. You went and rock his hand. I ain't never seen a brand new pair of Florida you wear
Pilates.
Dog, that's
play it, bro. I like this dude play it.
Well, these was the Chrysler 300s of the products, boy. Them Pilates. You was getting them from top to bottom. Probably ain't talking about no A, baby. I'm telling tales, boy. Them Pilates. I had to get your voicemail background music. I'll never forget that, boy. You thought that was hot.
Yeah.
You sitting by the TV, radio, waiting for Pretty Rick and them to come on. I called you, tell you dude them finna flood me. Spectacular and Pleasure P pick up the phone. I'm running the ground on me. Hey, if you got y'all wearing Globetrotter fits?
Yeah, I remember
Harlem Globetrotter warm-ups.
Yeah.
I remember that. You used to wear the jersey
A whole platinum football warm-up. A full, then you go outside with that on.
You remember that?
Now you want a shot. You want a shot at the back?
They used to have the armbands.
You pay all
I
that
had the
money for that
armband.
costume.
I ain't forgot that.
And your collar that you at the house party, your collar that big. Somebody you wanted. It's too hot. It's too hot to be dancing in that costume. Take that collar off. She not dancing with you because y'all was wearing Melissa's.
Hey, who was Melissa?
You ain't even know nobody named Melissa. And you was wearing that girl name on your feet. And you had a heel on them. Them was some sandals.
How Melissa
heel.
She went to school with us, though.
Them was some Sandikas.
Oh.
She had on some what?
You used to.
Oh man, listen.
Is that me? Is that me tonight?
That's what you sound like. Yeah, don't let them fool you.
They know what I'm talking about though, don't they?
Oh, Jesus.
They know I'm not lying, man. I've been around the SWAC a long. Well, I say a long time because people think the 90s clearly at Southern. The 90s was 10 years ago. The 90s was 24 years ago. Kids in Southern right now that's in college can't tell you shit about the 90s because they wasn't born. I came through the 90s. I saw the SWAC in the 90s. You know, about 95 is when I first started really, where in my little mind, I can recollect and remember, started going to games and understanding and paying attention. But I saw a lot transition. So Jackson know about Bell. Alcorn know about that period of time where they wasn't showing up to games. That's why Southern can't let the 90s go. That shit was beautiful. But now they looking for, that's that old girl that you looking for out of the new girl.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna never get out of the new girl what you got from the old girl. And that's like trying, okay, that's my ex. So I dumped her. I'm not with her no more. So I go try to date all her friends to try to get her.
Yeah.
They not her. And you gonna just keep going through them. They gonna keep letting you down. Man, move on. Stop trying to go back, and you can't get her, and you damn sure ain't gonna get her out of her friends. Just because they friends don't mean they all alike.
Yeah.
That's Southern. Let that 90s go, man. And but they think that's gonna reignite it. That's what they looking to reignite it. And it's failed. And I'm wishing success to Coach Graves. I mean, he's still the coach. So I'm gonna ride with him, but I can tell him straight up, and everybody watching, the fan base ain't there. It's the lack of enthusiasm, the lack of wanting to go to the game and spend money. It is not there for Southern fans. And when you go lose to Jackson the way that they did, it's just like, man, let's see how many people show up to the next home. You got Nichols, Homecoming, Bethune-Cookman, and UAPB. Homecoming, I believe, is the only thing that's going to be hidden.
All right, let's get it going.
That makes sense.
That does make sense. But you know what else makes sense? My lead.
You know who keep killing me?
Southern.
2 years in a row, Southern and Norfolk State. I'll be whooping your ass.
Yeah, you do be putting yourself in a hole, though. I ain't gonna hold you.
I be trying to be loyal, brother. That's you're gonna learn from me. I'm loyal. If you was coaching the team, I'll rock with you. Whether I thought you was gonna,
I'd be like, Perry, don't pick us this week because we ain't got it. We ain't got it this week, B. I'm gonna just save your pick now. Save your pick. Go ahead and get the point. We ain't got it.
Damn, Southern and Norfolk.
Man, we did pretty well though. We did pretty well. Almost.
This was easy.
Yeah, that was pretty easy. Well, the Grambling game almost slipped us up. And
that was a toss.
And Alabama A&M, they almost slipped up. They almost all slipped up.
I can't even look, and that would have been the last time I ever picked them. They already know how I feel about them.
Oh man! All right, going to the next one. Listen,
Delaware State.
That dog.
That over under. I take it back. What you told me, buy, sell, hold. I was buying. No, what I said. I think I was buying. I did buy.
Yeah, I think you did because we pulled up the schedule and everything.
Sell it all.
And I told you just wait. I said just wait a minute. Just
you
wait.
Never brought them up. Then you put me in that position. I was feeling hype. They beat Sacred Heart. I'm like, I don't know who Sacred Heart is, but the fact that they won a game on the road, how about them Delaware State Hornets?
He was like, man, they can't lose at home. They can't lose that. They got mollywopped at the crib. At the crib. All right. Then next up, you already know those are easy ones. Easy one. Delaware.
Yeah, easy like Sunday morning.
Hey, easy money. Easy money. Once again, your boy, I ain't even breaking to the double digits in the losses yet. I'm just cruising. Yeah. So
it's all right. It's all right. Why you doing that? Man, hey, and shout out to everybody that I had an opportunity to meet at Veterans Memorial for the Southern Jackson game. A lot of Jackson people came and hollered at me, man. Shout out to everybody that watched and support. That said, man, I like how you do it, and I watch you and Scotty, man. I appreciate all y'all, man, for real. Yeah, for sure. Good guy right there, man. I appreciate everybody that I had an opportunity to meet. And everybody was so shocked. I guess they wanted me to be the Jordan crying emoji at the end of the game, man. No, not me. I'm just ready to go. I'm ready to get the hell up out of here. But other than that, man, I enjoyed myself. I walked around. I went through the tip. Every time, I'm not afraid of enemy territory. I went through the tailgate, through the parking lot. I went all around the stadium. Hell, I even walked down the neighborhood. Look like they doing they gentrifying some shit up the street. On the other side of the hotel, they gentrifying down the street from the stadium. I went and ate at this white restaurant called The Rooster. And that whole area, all I saw was white. They was actually surprised to see black folks coming over there.
Oh, wow.
And but right down the street, I was a little surprised at that. So, yeah, it won't be long before they get that stadium, Jackson.
I heard people was asking about me. Listen, bro.
Oh, yeah, they want to know where Scotty at.
Listen, I was supposed to come My babysitter pulled out. No diddy. My babysitter, they fell through, so I couldn't come. It's very simple. Listen, unless one of you Bama's is watching 4 kids and one being a newborn, okay, like let's keep it a buck, okay. I got kids, and if I ain't got no babysitter, me and the wife ain't going. You know what I'm saying? So it just is what it is. So, but Perry, your thoughts? I know you jumped on a couple platforms, but you know, if you could grace us with your thoughts on your show, we'll be much obliged.
Am I breaking this down, or y'all it's just Perry's thoughts?
No, listen. We know you lost. You know you got your ass whooped. It ain't
okay, we don't want to talk about nothing else. Okay. My thoughts was this was just a physical game by Jackson State. They came out from the very first drive, marched down the field, got 3 points out of it. They held Southern up to a 3-and-out, went back down the field again, and this time they scored, went up 10-0. Listen, man, Jackson D-line had a field day versus Southern offensive line. And I think when I left the sideline and I wanted to go in the stand, I want to always see what the people say. The people wasn't happy about this one. And everybody said the same thing. That sorry-ass offensive line. These are not Perry's words. I'm telling you why the fan base is feeling the way that they are. This is what the fan base is saying, and this is not one person, 2 people. It's a plethora of folks. It's just as you sit there long enough, you hear, what the fuck? This damn old line, what the hell they doing? That's all I'm hearing. The offensive line got whooped up Saturday. And because of getting whooped up, Southern couldn't even run for 30 yards running. I got to get my man Jim Kleinpeter and break open the books. I got to see when was the last time Southern was held to less than 30 yards rushing in a game. When you came into this space, what did you used to say?
I said, if you think you can run the ball, you can't, because Southern does it 10 times better.
We're far cry from where we used to be, isn't it?
Very, very much so. Very much so. Because y'all O-line used to be, whoo! It was something serious.
Barry, who was also our offensive line coach, along with being our offensive coordinator. Southern kept guys all SWAC selection, 2 to 3 guys every year from that offensive line. And to see where we at today, to realize as hard as Rhymes was running, as hard as Kobe Dillon was running, they was running right into a D lineman. As much as the damn quarterback, Xavier T-Set and Noah, man, they was running for their life. Physicality, fundamentals. Jackson was a more fundamentally sound team than us, and they was more physical than us. And that's as simple as I can keep it. Southern did not do well tackling on defense as well. Guys looked like they were out of position. Jackson State was just breaking plays. And Jackson State running back room surprised the hell out of me. It was running back committee. Every time I looked up, I saw a new number in the backfield. And Jacoby and Morgan, if they don't go with this kid, then what the hell they doing? Cameron McCoy, I get it. I saw his potential. But Jacoby and Morgan, the kid is what you're looking for. He's the guy along with that stable of running backs. Roll with him, and I think Jackson State's going to be okay. Jackson State just physicality, they're just the physical team. They whooped us up, man, and as we sat there and watched it, you just saw a good old-fashioned ass whooping. There was nothing Southern could do about it but sit back and just wait till the clock hit 0 in the 4th quarter. I knew it was bad when the clubs that show up on the buses, the different organizations, when they left at the end of the 4th quarter.
End of the
3rd quarter. Headed for the exits to get on their buses and head back wherever the hell they was coming from. This was just an old ass whooping. And, man, hats off to Jackson State, man. No doubt. T.C. Taylor, man, hey, you building something over there, man. You did it for the fans. You kept the fire going to keep it that you could. What you gonna do after Dion? You done showed us 2 years in a row what you doing, man. And to whoop us the way you did, hats off to Jackson State. I mean, you don't hear that often, but hey, a spade is a spade. Y'all whooped our ass.
Spade is a spade.
Don't even mean nothing right there. That 15, but that ain't a tail of that game. Southern couldn't do shit in this game. Nothing. And for Noah Biden to still have 300 plus passing yards to nowhere.
I mean, it all it's tough. It's difficult when you go 20-20 and then you get red zone turnovers or red zone stops. You know what I'm saying? And you're absolutely right. Like, you couldn't get anything going. But my issue is the play calling in the middle of the 4th quarter was something that should have been seen in the 2nd and 3rd quarter.
It was aggressive.
it was with the RPO passing, with the seam routes. Like those are the shots you should have been taking early in the games. And you saw it with T-Set. And I wish I had the film to break it down, but the dig that he hit, he saw it was closed in the first hole. So he waited till the second window opened up and then he tossed it. I mean, it was there. The routes were there all day. It was either could you block it? And the issue I have is that
Noah made some throws in that game.
He did.
He zipped some passes to some players. It's like, where is this? What was this? We slowed it down. What the fuck was we doing in the first quarter? We slowed the game. We wanted to play a different game. You got to come out. Jackson State came out quick with it. They nickel and dimed you up the field, and when the big play opened up, they took it.
Well, I mean,
not tackle their running backs. Even when we apply pressure to the quarterback, their quarterbacks always found a way to slip out of there on us, didn't they?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's a tough one. It's a tough one. Listen, I think the drop pick six was the story of the game for me. For me, the drop pick six, it was everything about the game. You just didn't capitalize on the opportunities that you had. And to me, if you make that play, it changes the aspect of the game. It really
does. Momentum you're looking for.
It really changes the aspect of the game. And you probably, I mean, I'm not saying you win because I don't think you win. I think after a while, Jackson still dominates you, but it might be a little tougher, right? It might be a little something there. I don't know. But that drop pick six, that was, I mean, God, dog. I can't even explain how disheartening that was just watching it. It's just like, as a D1 athlete, and I went back and watched the film. I mean, the ball literally hit him in both hands. Both hands. It wasn't like, oh, I'm trying to, take it away from him. He jumped it. The receiver failed, and he got it. And it was just like, wow, okay, that's just crazy. So it is what it is. But
no running back by Southern went over 20 yards, man. I just can't believe that.
I mean, listen, at the end of the day, when you're trying to run the ball in the strength of a defense, that doesn't make any sense to me.
Right up the gut. Right up the gut. Every real. Hey, and I got to say, welcome back, Herb Mulligan, man. 13 carries, 51 yards, and a touchdown. I mean, it wasn't the most explosive Herb Mulligan performance, but, I mean, he came back, man, and I think the sky's the limit for him as the season continues to go.
I really, honestly, I don't think so.
You don't think so? Think Ahmad Miller?
I think he's better. I think Ahmad is just better. Like he just cannot
running the ball.
Oh, he's just better. Yeah. He's just better. You cannot tell me if you watch film of both of those running backs that Ahmad is not the better back. You just can't tell me that. You can't make
35 yards and a touchdown in his long out of 3 carries. He had his longest one of 30 yards. So a big break of 30 yards out of 35 rushing yards. And he looked good when he ran. He broke to the outside and took off, man. He looks like a real running back. He looks good. He's power back. I like that kid.
Yeah. I think it's all about style and fit, but Irv isn't a slouch by no means. I just don't think he's better than Ahmad. That's just me personally, but hey, to each his own.
Just to say, that's your running back room?
Hey, yeah, that ain't nothing.
JD Martin wasn't too shabby himself either.
No, he's never been shabby. JD, the freshman. I mean, listen, they got guys for days. Okay, however you want it, they can bring it to you. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, and you keep guys fresh like that, right? The guys don't get the wear and tear that a Jarvion Howard might get. When he was at Alcorn, or a Bishop Bonnet might get when he was at FAMU. When you had that one dominant back and they get subbed out every now and again. You don't have the Kavon Brittons of the UAPBs, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have that type of guy. They're really a running back by committee.
Yeah, every down back is what you're talking about.
Absolutely. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And Jackson doesn't subscribe to that, which is fine. I mean, as long as you're winning, it doesn't really matter. But if you're looking to jump, it hurts, right? Like if you're looking to make your jump to the next, it hurts you because your stats don't back up what you could have had or what your production could have. But I mean, as long as you're winning in the realm you are and you want to stay there, that it works perfectly fine. Perfectly fine.
And,
All right.
and now you lose T-Set.
Oh man, yeah. Once I saw it, I said high ankle sprain. I already knew what it was. I was like high ankle sprain.
After the game, I saw him in the boot. It was just like, damn. I hated it for the kid, man. This was his opportunity, and I said, you're gonna play against a team that don't like you, that's gonna try to knock your head off because they hate what they do. Well, they knocked his leg off.
Well, I mean, the listen. If I'm T-Set, that left tackle, don't talk to me. Don't like you can't say nothing to me. Because I watched that play like 3 times. He literally ran right around him. He didn't do a move. He didn't. I mean, you know how like do all the chopping club. He didn't do none of that. He literally lined up, ran clear around him, and tackled him. Oh yeah, that left tackle couldn't tell me nothing. He couldn't.
I don't see nothing for Southern for the foreseeable future with that O-line, bro.
Everybody got to go.
I just really don't. That O-line is gonna be the death of us. I don't see nothing in the foreseeable future with that O-line.
Oh yeah, let me ask you this: how would you think if Chennis Berry was your head coach?
We would have got more than 20 yards running the ball. Listen, being around Chennis Berry as a coach, right? He put faith in my guy Skelton. Everybody know what my relationship is with Skelton, right? And when he realized, because think about this, how Southern transformed this offense. Austin Howard, who was Southern's quarterback, goes down as the best passer in terms of the record. He's the all-time leading passer in Southern University history. Southern University during that same time had Willie Quinn, who goes down as the all-time leading receiver in Southern University history, as well as the all-time leader in receptions. This all the same offense.
Yeah.
Along with a running back in Lenore Tillery, who's the SWAC's all-time leading rusher.
Wow.
That was our offense, along with our O-line, who continuously put you 2 or 3 guys all SWAC every year. That was Southern's offense. So then you go from a prolific passer, which you had Dre Joseph, and then you come into Austin Howard, who started as a freshman all the way into his senior year. And then you bring in a kid like Skelton, who you knew wasn't the best passer, but his strength was running. And what Southern do? Switched it up and said, well, fuck it. If that's what we gonna have to do, that's what we gonna do. And Southern did it. Chennis Berry, to me, made the adjustment and didn't try to force Skelton to be something that he wasn't. He ran along with it. Now, when he asked Skelton to make certain passes, he did in good times, and then he did in bad times. That comes with the position. But I always told people when it came to Skelton, regardless if you didn't like the passes or the turnovers, he was just a gamer.
Yeah.
When it was time to win, he won.
Yeah.
Just Alcorn, we couldn't get past him. And it didn't start with him. That's always Alcorn, I think, is the only school all time that has a legit winning record against Southern.
Wow.
Just a legit winning record. It don't matter how good we are and how bad they are that year or whatever the case they win. But it was just the fact that he was a gamer. Chennis Berry knew that. He predicated the offense to go along with that. Chennis Berry is our head coach. We don't talk about no problems with the offensive line.
That's fair.
At all.
I'll say this and I'm going to move on. I think, and we'll get to the scores. I think what I like about Chennis Berry is his time at Southern was coming to an end, and play calling was getting pretty stagnant. I'm not going to lie. It was still creative run-wise. Like, running game was really, really creative, but it was getting stagnant. What I do like that he's done at South Carolina is he's mentored and groomed Jonathan Williams, and now Jonathan Williams is a very viable OC that you can kind of see the blend of good running, passing attack, and it has a very good mixture to it. So shout out to him for that. And I always tell people, I'm gonna keep telling you, listen, Chennis Berry against white coaches, I put all my money on white coaches. But you talking about a motivator of men, you talking about somebody that you will run through a wall for, like, and he'll get you up to get you ready to play. Yeah, definitely Chennis Berry. But
and the way he talks, the fan base listens.
Yeah,
it's exciting. It's the coach just telling you, hey, I'm like the average person who gonna buy a ticket, the mailman. It don't matter if it's rain, sleet, shine, or snow, he got to go to work. We gonna go to work. He makes everything that he say for his team to relatable to the person that he feels gonna buy the tickets. It's exciting. It reignites a fan base.
Yeah.
So, I know he had opportunities, maybe Southern, UAPB. I told UAPB that's who they should have got when they had the opportunity. I told UAPB that's who they should have got when they had the opportunity. I thought that would have been the perfect playground for Chennis Berry in the SWAC. I just don't think they wanted to pay him what he was looking for. That's when you got to go and say, man, look, if we want to win, let's give this man what he's looking for. Let's give him what he's looking for. UAPB didn't give him what he was looking for. He moved on. But I thought for UAPB, that would have been perfect for them.
All right. Grambling versus Commerce. You got to be.
All right. Grambling versus Texas A&M Commerce. Hey, Texas A&M Commerce moving up to Division I from being a Division II program. And this was one that Scotty and I looked at and we was like, I'm not quite sure because we didn't know what to expect out of Grambling. But listen, Grambling out of week 1, that big loss to UL, and then coming into week 2, getting a victory in the hole against Tuskegee, then went on the road to take on this team. Grambling went 3 of 14 in third downs in this ball game, Scotty. And on the other side for Texas A&M Commerce, 5 of 17. Texas A&M Commerce also went 2 of 5 on fourth down, so they wasn't afraid to push the envelope. 419 total yards of offense for Texas A&M Commerce, 152 yards passing, 267 yards rushing. Grambling, what you going to do about that run defense? You let this team run up and down on you. On the other side for Grambling, 247 yards passing, 247 yards total, 130 passing, 117 on the ground. 6 turnovers in this game by Texas A&M Commerce, 4 interceptions, 2 fumbles, and for Grambling, 3 turnovers, 2 interceptions, and a fumble. Your boy Miles Crawley, preseason SWAC Offensive Player of the Year, 14 of 30, 125 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. On the other side for Ron Peace for Texas A&M Commerce, 14 of 28, 152 yards, 4 interceptions. My God, man. How does he still have the job? Trey Bradford, 15 carries, 70 yards, 2 touchdowns for Grambling. And then, it was pretty much wide receiver by committee, if I can use that. But BK Jackson for Texas A&M Commerce, 16 carries, 149 yards, 2 touchdowns. Grambling with the old G-Man magic, pulled out with 1, and this was a hell of a win for them. I don't know how much you want to say it was great for everybody, but it was just great to see them, considering the situation they've been in the past, to go on the road and get this victory.
Yeah, listen, you got to give them credit where credit is due. They came out with the dub. Regardless of the situation, playing an out-of-conference opponent, FCS. This is my thing. That Miles Crawley stat line is just atrocious.
14 to 30?
No, I mean, like, that's 50% completion. Everything about that stat line says average. You threw it 30 times, and you can only get 125 yards. And every touchdown you threw, you gave away the ball. You were 2 for 2. You're 1 for 1. Like, everything about that stat line says average. And that is my issue with Miles Crawley is that you could have the 300-yard game against Tuskegee and you're 17 of 20 and 300 yards and 4 touchdowns in the first half. And then you play an opponent, I would say, somewhat on the same level as you, and this is what you put up. And if you watch the game, Bama's are running open. In college, the 2 steps ahead, 3 steps ahead, that's open. And you're underthrowing Bama's left and right. And he threw a pick that was so bad. It was they're in a bunch formation, a 2x2 bunch formation. Is it a bunch? It's a tight formation, 2x2 tight formation. And the outside receiver runs like a out. And the way the corner is playing it, he's squared up, so you can't do anything inside. So he's giving you the outside, and he jumps it. He's the way he's set up is like, I'm giving you the outside because I'm letting you know you're not getting anything on the inside of me. So once you break, I'm breaking on it. Man, he jumped that jank so pretty. I said, oh my. And Miles stared it down the whole time. I mean, down said hike.
What you think about Dooley?
He dialing it up. Dooley dialing it up. Like, Dooley's not the problem. I'm going to keep saying that. People can say whatever they want about me. Dooley is not the problem this go around. He is really dialing it up, and guys are coming open, and Miles Crawley is straight missing. He either missing them or underthrowing them, and it's bad. It is really bad, and he's better than that, and that's my frustration. You lying. Listen, don't listen to William Graves. He ain't watched that game.
What'd he say?
No creativity from Dooley. He lying. Like, Dooley is dialing it up, and anybody that was at that game and saw that game, they'll tell you this does not look like your grandma's Dooley, your last year Dooley. It don't. Period. And I would tell you if it did, I'd be like, oh, this same old Dooley, same old Dooley. I'll be the first one to say it, but it's not. It really isn't.
Dooley robbed us. I don't know what he came and robbed us.
Dog.
Blind.
Somebody took over his body. I ain't gonna hold you. So he either went to a coaching clinic when he got fired. He bought a coaching book or whatever. So he different. All right, next up, UAPB 28, Tennessee State 41. What you got, P?
The Golden Lions, my mom's alma mater back in Pine Bluff, Arkansas. She didn't like this one either. She wasn't happy about this one. But the Golden Lions fell short in the Southern Heritage Classic to the Tigers of Tennessee State. Eddie George getting back on track after that tough loss up at the Fargo Dome against North Dakota State in this ball game. Tennessee State able to get 24 first downs. UAPB only 16. But you look at this ball game, 8 of 14 for Tennessee State on third down, 5 of 16 for UAPB, 424 total yards of offense for the Tigers in this one, 228 in the air, 196 on the ground for the Golden Lions, 329 total yards, 276 in the air, 53 on the ground. UAPB penalized 15 times for 120 yards in this ball game. That's not good at all. 2 turnovers in this one by way of fumble for Tennessee State, 1 turnover in this game for UAPB by way of interception. You look at Mekhi Higgins, 15 of 31, 276 yards, 3 touchdowns. O'Shawn Ross, 16 carries, 51 yards, and a touchdown in this game. And how about Javonte Gibson for UAPB? 5 receptions for 149 yards and a touchdown. His longest one in that game, 49 yards. On the other side, Draylon Ellis, 20 of 33, 228 yards, passing for 3 touchdowns. And Brian Williams, 5 receptions for 88 yards. And then you look at C.J. Evans, who had 9 carries for 63 yards and a touchdown, and Jaden McGill for 8 carries for 63 yards. This was just Tennessee State's game. They were a better team, more physical, and they was able to win this one.
Now, look at Mekhi Higgins' stat line and look at Miles Crawley's stat line. And they literally threw the same amount of passes. The Bama got 150 more yards.
And no interceptions.
And no interceptions against Tennessee State. You see what I'm saying?
Tennessee State went up 31-14 at halftime, so this was pretty much Tennessee State all the way. UAPB came out in the third quarter, scored 14 points. They held defensively Tennessee State to 10 points in the second half, but it didn't matter. Tennessee State, once again, they roll over a bottom feeder in the SWAC. They got a victory against Valley and now UAPB. So shout out to Tennessee State as they roll on winning the black games. How you like that? Them black games remind you of somebody, don't it?
Yeah.
Who that reminds you of?
A&T.
They them black games.
Hampton versus.
Thank you on that. I'm gonna whoop everybody ass in here too. They just quietly do it. The A&T just a little bit louder about it.
I got something I gotta show you, P, for your Hampton and Norfolk game, because you like to pull it up, pull the schedule up, please. I got you. Say less.
What you got for me? Now, just what do you have for me? Well, Lord.
Dog, when I saw this, I said, you got to be shitting me. Because I was watching the game.
And while I was at the game, I kept getting up. People was because people know I rock with Norfolk. I kept getting texts, screenshots like, bro, Norfolk getting worked right now.
No, they was getting worked. Hampton literally was running. They was running zone dive, zone read all day long. All day long. Elijah Burrs up the gut. Elijah Burrs up the gut. Elijah Burrs up the gut. It was crazy. It was crazy.
Old ass whooping for the Battle of the Bay.
I was like, the Battle of the Bay is not a battle.
No, it ain't. Yeah.
All right.
Hampton, Norfolk State. Hey, Dawson Oders, man. I've been trying 27 first downs in this ball game for Hampton. They went 7 of 14 on third down, 3 of 3 on fourth down. They were 100% on fourth downs. On the other side, only 9 first downs. And I think from that stat you just showed, it showed no offense don't get you first downs.
No,
so
and my bad, guys. My bad. I didn't change over the stats. I was rushing, but go ahead.
That's good. I got the people because they don't, I got the people. 4 of 12 on third down. Only 104 total yards for Norfolk State in this game. Total 46 passing yards, 58 rushing yards.
For the whole game? For the whole game?
The whole entire game.
Oh, you got
I thought if anybody could run it, Norfolk could. Not in this one. And all, to add insult to injury, 1 turnover in this game. And guess what? It was a fumble. So on the other side, Hampton had a day, 466 total yards, 239 yards passing, 227 yards rushing. Hampton also had 0 turnovers in this ball game. And now we go to the stats. Jalen Daniels, the guy who's taking over for Otto Kuhn, 6 of 12, 46 yards and a touchdown. Kavion King, 11 carries, 22 yards. Damn, Norfolk. All right, on the other side, Hampton. Somebody send this to it, man. I have been talking about Christopher Zealous for 2 years now. I was high on. He always get me the first 2 games of the season, then I don't know what the hell happens.
Turnover.
I was a fan of him last year. Remember that, Scotty?
Yeah.
Big fan of this kid because he is the dual threat that I love out of a quarterback if he does not turn the ball over. And you know what he didn't do in this game?
Turn it over.
He didn't turn it over. Christopher Zealous, somebody send it to him. Tell him he has a fan in Perry White. I like this kid as the quarterback position from Hampton. 20 of 25, 185 yards. And he also ran 7 times for 60 yards, adding 2 touchdowns. Elijah Burris, who led FCS last year in rushing yards per carry. This year, 23 in this ball game, 23 carries for 77 yards. And then Britton Ridley, 3 receptions for 53 yards. And then Christian Greenlaw, 2 receptions, 52 yards, and a touchdown. This was Hampton's from beginning to end.
It was.
Battle of the Bay, 37-7. Shout out to the Pirates. I'm up and down on them, but when Christopher Zealous does right along with Elijah Burris, they are a hard team to beat.
Nah, listen, I watched it all the way to halftime, clearly to take the picture. And the first drive, literally 8-9 plays, straight run. They didn't do. They literally ran the ball from the start of the drive to the end of the drive, all the way to the end zone. I said it's gonna be a long day.
Odoms on Odoms,
boy. Listen, and the people in the SWAT group asking if we missed Big Worm. Listen, y'all might. He might not fit Norfolk.
It was just a fit for Southern. It fit for Southern. Listen, can I say this? Every program can't be resurrected. As much success as the Coach Damien at Morgan State had.
Yeah,
he's really trying. It's hard. The same way with Norfolk. In Odom's first year, that was like Norfolk's first time having a winning record in like a decade. These programs are not accustomed to winning. It is hard to pull these programs up. So this microwave society of instant gratification, instant fix that a lot of people think can happen, these programs aren't that easy to pull up. And you're not going to get the type of talent you think you can get there that you typically going to find maybe at a Southern or a Jackson type place. It's hard to sell these type of programs and really build them up. No excuse for Dawson Odoms in this situation, right? No excuse for me at all. So you don't go get your ass whooped like that, though.
All right, Murray State versus Valley. I don't think I got the right stats for this either, but, work with me.
Murray State versus Mississippi Valley. What stats do you need? 59-8? Shit, that's all we need to talk about.
Let's go. We can keep it pushing. You ain't got to tell me twice. Wagner State. Lord have Wagner State. Wagner versus Delaware State, 30-7.
It was 10-7 coming out of the first quarter, and then this game went 10-7 going into halftime. And then Wagner in the second half, 13 points in the third quarter, 7 points in the fourth quarter. Wagner, 377 total yards in this ball game, 202 passing, 175 on the ground for Delaware State, 323 total yards, 149 passing, 174 on the ground. They had 3 turnovers in this ball game, 2 interceptions and a fumble. That's pretty much all you need right there. There was not much there for them. when you lose like this at home.
I was like, how Jaden Sutton get 2 touchdowns and they only score 7 points? Bad stats for me. I like that name, Jake Katie, though. That's pretty. I like that name.
Why you like that name? You
I
like
don't know.
JC?
It just Jake Katie. Like it goes.
Yeah.
Alabama State loses a tight one. 7-12 to Sanford. Listen, that stat line 9 of 23. 9 of 23. What you got, P?
It's gonna be tough, but guess what? In the SWAC, hey, you can survive. It don't even matter about that quarterback play. As long as you play defense and can run the ball. Because who got a good quarterback truly around the SWAC? They gonna be all right at Alabama State if they playing defense like I saw. You know what I'm saying? 5 of 16 on third downs for Bama State and the Hornets. 5 of 17 for Sanford in this game on third downs. 209 total yards of offense for Alabama State. 106 in the air. 103 on the ground for the Hornets on the other side. 305 yards of total offense for Sanford. 185 passing. 120 on the ground. 1 turnover in this ball game for Sanford, and that was by way of interception. And then you look at you got it right there. Zach Sims, 9 of 23, 106 yards, right? There was not much offense in this game at all. Marcus Harris, the second, 11 carries, 58 yards. That's about all you're going to get in a touchdown. But on the other side, Quincy Creighton, the 19 of 25, 185 yards passing, 1 touchdown and an interception. But then DeMonte Witherspoon, 23 carries, 126 yards, and a touchdown. Bama State kept it reasonable. If they can just muster up a little off, Andrew Body, they win this game.
Easily.
Andrew Body, they win this game.
Easily.
But, considering it was Sanford, that was a struggle.
Somebody said, it says Zach will not be the starter. Okay.
What they gonna be running? The Wildcat?
You know what I'm saying? Like, you got another freshman, and then you got a junior, I believe. So who you gonna roll with? Like, you got another true freshman that's in there. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand what you mean by they not gonna roll with him, but teach his own.
They must want to run. They gonna run that Perry White Express, I guess.
Wildcat left, Wildcat right,
and I might give you up the gut. I just might. Y'all don't know nothing about what me and Scotty talking about, but we know what's going on. All right, where we want to go? Alabama A&M and Georgetown.
Yeah.
I didn't know this was going to. After that last week game against Kentucky State, I guess Kentucky State was just that bad, and Georgetown came in town and gave in Huntsville the Bulldogs a reality check saying, you're not that good.
You're not.
But Alabama A&M in this ball game, 517 total yards of offense. They only went 3 of 12, Scotty, on third down, 3 of 10 on third down, but they was able to get 25 first downs in this ball game. 517 total yards of offense, 263 passing yards, 254 rushing yards in this ball game, and 2 turnovers, a fumble, and an interception for the Bulldogs. On the other side for Georgetown, 322 total yards of offense, 276 in the air, 46 yards rushing. That's all they were able to muster up, but they didn't turn the ball over. And when you look at Alabama A&M, you talk about Cornelius Brown, 8 of 18 for 119 yards passing and an interception. Smith, 10 of 15 for 110 yards passing and a touchdown. And how about Xavier Langford? He got in the game. He went 1 for 1, 34 yards, 100%, Scotty.
That's how you do it. That's how you do it.
And then Donovan England, 14 carries, 81 yards, and Ryan Morrow, 7 carries, 73 yards. And then Cornelius Brown also added 14 carries for 56 yards in this ball game. A&M survived. This game was 10-7 at halftime, and it kept going back and forth. A&M scored 7 in the third quarter. Georgetown scored 6. A&M scored 7 in the fourth. Georgetown scored 3, and A&M survived.
Man, that's what's up. Shout out to J Love becoming a member. Appreciate you, my guy. Even though you're a Jackson State fan, appreciate you.
Well, you do not like them folks. Sound like you went to Southern as much as you don't like them folks.
Don't put me in that boat either.
You don't want to be in that boat?
No, I'm good. Morgan State 6, Ohio. Hey, listen, I said this on Twitter. If Morgan State's offense played like Morgan State's defense, they're a G5 program, and it's not even close. They G5. They play like that. They're that good.
They continuously play these non-conference games against these group of 5 schools and push them to the brink.
Their defense was everywhere. When I tell you they were everywhere, and it's like how do you not find, like, somebody got to get fired? The offensive coordinator, the quarterback, somebody, because it's a continuing problem for Morgan State. If they could just get some sense of offense, some sense of reliable quarterback play, it would be different. But God, though, they will win these games, I'm telling you. But it is what it is.
Yeah, it was 14-6 at halftime. Morgan State taking on Ohio. I got some family members graduated from Ohio, so that was near and dear to them. But 22 first downs in this ball game for Ohio. They got 335 total yards of offense, 187 in the air, 148 on the ground for Morgan State. Only 211 yards of offense, 136 passing, 75 yards rushing. 4 turnovers for Ohio in this ball game, though. 3 interceptions and a fumble, and Morgan with 1 turnover by way of interception. Todd Smith in this game, 15 of 30, 136 yards and an interception. Jason Collins Jr., 9 carries, 35 yards. And then you look at Andre Crawley, 6 receptions for 65 yards. Parker Navarro on the other side, 12 of 15 for 162 yards. He had those 3 interceptions and a touchdown. And then you look at Anthony Tyus, 16 carries, 90 yards, and a touchdown. And then Coleman Owens, 6 receptions, 112 yards in this ball game.
Bro, what game have you ever heard where you lose the turnover battle? I mean, where you win the turnover battle and you still get whopped? Still get whopped. I mean, got walked down. That's crazy to me.
14-6 going into halftime.
Shout out to Terrence Miles. I appreciate you for coming to Member. Man, it must be Member Monday. I like that. Member Monday. Come on, members. Get your membership up. Shout out. Link in the description below. Join J Love and Terrence and become a member of the best show in the nation. All right. Let's get into that. That's been the week reviews. Let's get into a little bit of these predictions. Wrong one. Sorry. Here we go. FCS matchups. All right. These are some matchups coming up. Richmond and Delaware State. Does that even need to be discussed?
I think because this is one of the ones you actually buy, sell, a hold last week. And then I'm looking at Delaware State. Then they taking on Richmond. Hey, don't get it twisted. Richmond coming in this game with only 1 win. Richmond lost 34-13 to Virginia, 26-19 to Wofford. But then they won last week against Charleston Southern, 38-0. Richmond gonna whoop that ass.
I'm about to say, why are we even having a conversation? Like, really?
I just gotta give the people. It says FCS, so the people that these folks in this area don't be knowing about these white schools like this. So they know Delaware State, sorry, but they don't be knowing about white schools. And so I try to chime in and give them some information about some of these schools that they typically don't get a chance to see.
Nichols versus Valley. I'm going Nichols. What you got on it, P?
Nichols all the way. They come into this game 0-3, but trust me, don't take that 0-3 lightly. Nichols is still a FCS top 25 powerhouse team. If you went back last week and saw them against LSU, scared the shit out of the LSU fans for a while when it was 23-21 in Death Valley. This Nichols team will run you out the stadium, and I think that's what they're going to do against Valley. They're going to run Valley smooth out of Thibodeau back to Itabena.
Listen, I'm still on the fence, Perry. I want to take Clark Atlanta so bad in this game.
I thought about it too.
I really do, because they got the quarterback. I don't know if they have the D line, because Bethune-Cookman's trench play, it's not the best, but it is D1. And that defense, that Clark Atlanta O-line, can it block Bethune-Cookman's D-line? Because DB-wise, they can take advantage. Like, Clark Atlanta can do what they do. But it's that trench play, as we all know. I really want to go with the upset, but I think Bethune-Cookman's been through enough tests and trials that they'll pull this one out. I went Bethune with this one. What you got, P?
I'm going with Bethune as well. I mean, I'm like you on the fence, like Clark Atlanta coming into this game 2-1. Can they get it done? But Bethune-Cookman, I hope you get it done, Bethune-Cookman. Don't mess me up this week. So I'm going to roll Bethune-Cookman. I like with you, trench play.
Yeah.
Bethune-Cookman get physical with them. I feel like over in Daytona, they will.
All right. Listen. Austin P. This Austin P and Alabama A&M rivalry has been really good. I'm not going to lie. Like, they've been playing for the last 2 or 3 years. And 1 year was really close. 1 year they got their butt whooped. So I mean, this year they're gonna get their butt whooped again. But I do like that they play Austin P. I really like this game. I really always like this matchup. Sometimes Austin P comes in sleepwalking, and you know they get kind of done up in the first 3 quarters, and then they wake up and then they win the game. But Austin P definitely this year they're gonna tear them up.
Yeah, Austin P coming to this game 0-3 on the season, but they had a tough schedule. They took on Louisville, losing 62-0 to start the season. Southern Illinois losing 31-17, and then they lost to UCA. That team UAPB got to see. Central Arkansas 45-17. On the other side, you look at Alabama A&M coming off 2 straight wins, Kentucky State and against Georgetown since starting the season with that 73-3 loss against Auburn. After seeing what Alabama A&M did against Georgetown, I'm going to go Austin P in this one.
Yeah, definitely Austin P. Shout out to my boy Kendrick, Mr. D2 HBCU football. Make sure you tune in on Wednesdays. He's on the channel. He has rebuttal coming in at about 8 o'clock at night. All things SIAC. Make sure you tune in for rebuttal 8 o'clock tonight. 8 o'clock on Wednesday. Lamar and Texas Southern. Now, you might be surprised. I went with Texas Southern.
Did you? I didn't know that.
I did. I picked Texas Southern. If Valley can keep up with Lamar, Texas Southern should be able to get this. I'm going Texas Southern to upset. I'm going.
These niggas prayed on my downfall. Hey, what? These niggas prayed on my.
Yeah, I'm going with
I'm
Texas
praying on your downfall in this one because I don't think Texas Southern gets it done. You look at Lamar, a big game last week. They upset a top 25 FCS team in Weber State, 17-16. They did beat Valley only 28-14, but they lost to Texas State. Remember, they almost upset Texas State to start the season. They lost 34-27. So this team, I think, is battle tested. I don't think Texas Southern can keep up with them. Texas Southern coming off a 69-7 loss to Rice and that 27-9 victory over Prairie View. That's the only thing that they got to their name. I'm going Lamar in this one, and I don't even think it's close. I think Lamar you know what? I think it is close. Lamar has struggled, but they found a way to get it done against an FCS top 25 team. A big win for their program, actually. It was really big for them. So I'm going to go Lamar. I think they continue to get it done.
All right. And then UCLA, UAPB, UCLA.
Yeah, UCLA, University of Central Arkansas versus UAPB. Both these teams used to play back in the day when the NAIA, D2, whatever it used to be, when these teams play. UAPB used to play Henderson State, Washita Baptist, UCA, those types of teams. And UCA has traditionally always had success against the Golden Lions. They have played just a handful of times throughout the years. But UCA right now, if you pay attention to the FCS top 25, they are a top 25 team. And they were a team preseason that a lot of people think can make a run towards the FCS National Championship. They come into this game 2-1, and that one loss, as they went back and reviewed the film, they lost last minute to Arkansas State of the Sun Belt, an FBS opponent, which that game was taken from. But when the officials went back, they said UCA really should have won this game. So UCA easily could be coming to this game 3-0, but they are the real deal. They will run you out of the stadium. I don't know when the last time a top 25 team showed up in Pine Bluff, but this is one the Golden Lions don't want to see. As UCA won against Austin Peay 45-17. They beat Linwood 34-13, and then they lost against Arkansas State 34-31. UAPB with their only victory on the season against Arkansas Baptist 73-0. They got a 70-0 loss to Arkansas and a 41-28 loss this past weekend to Tennessee State. If they couldn't handle Tennessee State, they damn sure don't have anything for UCA. UCA by 50.
All right, moving on. Southern versus Prairie View.
These niggas prayed on my downfall.
No, hit me with the old goddamn.
Oh, goddamn.
That's how I'm feeling, because Southern keep letting me down and I keep rolling. Because y'all talk so much shit to me, Prairie View fans, I'm going to roll with Southern. No way I can let my pride fall into this and let the Panthers. Plus, I like the fact that Southern's never lost in Panther Stadium since they opened it up. So I'm going to roll with Southern in this one. They coming off a 33-15 loss at Jackson State. Prairie View, hope they still alive. They was on life support. They had to come back with ice all over their necks and backs coming from East Lansing, that 40-0 loss to Michigan State. So let's see how far their pride is falling, because they was really quiet about that Michigan State game. But this is a game that Prairie View has got to be a must win. If they lose this, they 0-2 in the SWAC West. And we just in September.
Yeah. These shirts coming down. They going to Haiti. They going straight to Haiti. Okay.
So it's almost a must win, I feel, for Prairie View, because you don't want to go be starting the season in September 0-2 for Southern. Although you played Jackson State, it was a non-conference, so Southern still 0-0 in the SWAC. So they could both teams coming in 1-2, but Prairie View, I think it was awesome for them to go on the road to Natchitoches and beat Northwestern State 37-31 at the rate that they did it, with a goal line stance. So this should be a good one. The two teams having to find some identity. Prairie View was embarrassed by Texas Southern. Southern was embarrassed by Jackson State. So these two teams trying to figure it out.
I'm going with Prairie View. Listen, I'm done. Listen. Oh, yeah, I'm done with y'all. Oh, yeah, I'm done.
Oh, goddamn.
I'm throwing y'all.
And I was so surprised you went with us over Jackson State.
Yeah. I'm not.
I'm doing that anymore with
that. Won't. I mean, unless y'all play Valley or something, then I'm like, yeah.
You see how you say you done, you feel? That's what I'm saying in the beginning of the show. That's the fan base. That's the fan base. This is in a nutshell.
I'm not yet. Listen, I'll tell you this. If Prairie View lose this game, first of all, I'm going to be happy regardless, because these shirts are definitely done. Okay? Finito. Okay? Finito. But you got to look at PV a little differently if they lose this game, for real, because you see the flaws that Southern has in this game, and you can see that. Again, I think the only thing I would tell Prairie View is, please do not take Southern's defense for granted like they're chopped liver. They're not. Just Jackson State is just a really good O-line. They really, really solid. Really,
fundamental football being played.
Listen, really, really good. So I don't want people to just think that you just, Southern's D-line is, it's not that bad. It's really not. But I'm telling you, Prairie View should win this game, because offensively, Southern is bad. They're really bad. But we'll see. But listen, at the end of the day, if Prairie View loses, I'm still going to be ecstatic, because even if you do get the point, I'll still be happy, because at the end of the day, you know where these shirts going? Straight to Haiti. All right. Norfolk versus VMI.
Virginia Military Institute, right? Coming into this game 0-3, a 41-7 loss to start the season to William and Mary. They lost to Bucknell 35-28, and then got just an ass whooping boat race by Georgia Tech 59-7. So they're looking for some form of confidence, and I think the same thing for Norfolk State. Since we saw them in that close game 24-23 in week 0 against FAMU, it has not looked good. A 42-3 loss to Eastern Carolina. That 28-23 victory against Virginia State, and then to lose the Battle of the Bay in a rivalry game 37-7. These two programs scratching for a victory. I'm going to go Norfolk in this one. I think Norfolk gets that victory that they're looking for.
They about to
Y'all
get
think
their
I'm
ass
crazy, don't you?
They about to get their ass whooped. I am going with VMI, Virginia Military Institute. They recruited me. I just couldn't go.
You need to get that boosty. They say that I'm crazy. Every time I pick Southern in Norfolk, you need to play that.
Yeah, you are crazy. Yeah, but I'm going VMI in this one. It's no reason why they shouldn't pull this one out. We already know what Morgan State and VUL. Ain't nothing. Alcorn McNeese. This one, Alcorn fans have really been waiting for this one.
Ooh, is this interesting?
That's what
this
they say.
Very interesting, this matchup, because Alcorn has struggled offensively. Finally was able to put up some points after 2 straight weeks of not being able to do anything. 41-3 against UAB, 55-0 against Vanderbilt, and then a victory 38-7 against Edward Waters. And I'm going to tell you how petty Jackson State is, right? As they do scores around the SWAC, they talk about the Alcorn and Edward Waters, and they didn't give a damn what Alcorn scored. Because when they said the score, they was like, well, who is Ed Waters anyway? And the whole stadium just fell out laughing. So there's no respect on Alcorn by winning that game. Nobody cares that they were able to win 38-7. On the other side, McNeese State. Did anybody catch the end of that game against Stephen F. Austin?
Did they throw a Hail Mary?
Clifton McDowell got the ball in the red zone and quarterback keeper and ran it straight into the end zone. Just a powerful guy. Threw a ball. He threw a Hail Mary into the stands and then got ejected from the game.
What?
Yeah. That was his second unsportsmanlike in the ball game. So because he got the game-winning touchdown with about, I think it was 33 seconds when he got it and ran it in. So it was about 20 seconds. Man, Scott, he just chunked the ball straight into the stands as far as he could throw it.
Wow.
Helmet came off, and they gave him his second unsportsmanlike, so he got ejected out of the game. I don't know how that affects coming into this game, but Alcorn has been the only SWAC team to get by and beat McNeese in a lot of tries. So having to go on the road, so far McNeese is undefeated at home. They got
that was the McNair years. Let's be very. That was the McNair. That was the McNair years.
Yeah. I just still got it because that was a big feat, though.
Yeah, it was.
There have been many teams who have tried and they all failed, and Alcorn was able to be the team to get it done. So they're undefeated at home. McNeese 21-7 victory against Southern, and then that 28-24 victory against Stephen F. Austin. The only loss was on the road against the Texas A&M Aggies, in which they lost 52-10. I'm going to tell you, Braves fans, watch out for Clifton McDowell. He's passed for 586 yards on the season, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception, but that ain't what you're looking for.
His legs.
Oh, he's not available.
No, he said he is available.
Oh, you're going to be having to watch for this guy's legs. 43 carries, 167 yards, and 4 touchdowns. He will embarrass you if you don't show up to play. So, Alcorn, I would tell you, when you travel over there to Lake Charles, watch out for him. This kid right here is the real deal. When the game, he's a gamer. When the game is on the line, he will win that bitch.
If it's close enough, he gonna pull you across the finish line. It's just
himself.
Facts. He gonna pull you across the finish line. That's facts. That is absolute facts. I got McNeese in that one. Who'd you get, P?
Yeah, I'm going McNeese. If Alcorn can't score, I mean, something similar to like Southern struggling on offense, McNeese just gonna sit back and wait on you to make a mistake, and they gonna pounce on you. Yeah. That's what happens when you play these type of teams that's coming out of the SWAC. If you can't keep up a high caliber offense, they'll play the game with you. They'll let you sit around, but you're gonna make a mistake, and when you do, they score off of it, and that's where they get their victories typically when they play us.
All right, Troy against my team. Haven't heard that in a while. We've been on a bye week.
Yeah. Bye week and then down in Miami. So it's just
you know what I'm saying? So
getting healthy.
Getting right.
Getting healthy.
To make this run. Getting right to make this run. Troy versus Fan, what you got, P?
Troy coming in this game 0-3, losing game 1 of the season to Nevada, 28-26. They lost to Memphis 38-17, and then losing on the road at Iowa 38-21. I know a lot of people high on FAMU because they beat Norfolk State on national television 24-23. Survived at home, coming back from being down 18-7 to win 22-18 against Chennisberry and the Bulldogs in South Carolina State. And then going down to Miami and at least been able to score 9 because Ball State didn't score nothing against Miami. So now that 9 starts to sound just a little bit better, don't
it? I try to tell people they don't want to listen.
Ball State came out of there with 0 points. So this game, Troy, you have been to Troy?
Nah.
Oh, I absolutely hate that place.
Really?
Troy, Alabama Southern played them. I hate driving there. It is in the middle of bumfuck nowhere, Alabama. I'm talking about no sides on the road. You lose service, and when it's dark out there, it's blacker than 1,000 midnights. You're ready to get the hell from out there. So shout out to the FAMU fans that make it, that do go, Mr. Campbell. I'm sure you're going to make it. I'm just getting you prepared.
Oh, man.
Make sure you got essentials when you get out of there and you leave. That game is going to be 6 o'clock, so it'll be late. But I'm going to go Troy in this one, man. You know, FAMU is good, but I think Troy pulls it out. It's going to be hard to go over there and try to get a victory against them.
Yeah, I picked Troy too. Listen. I'm trying to win. Okay, like my loyalty is there's a line for my loyalty. Like I still got to go battle Perry every week to make sure my pick is right. So I'm picking Troy. I'm rooting for Fam. Like I picked him, but I'm picking Troy. Okay, so this
I absolutely hate going to Troy, bro. I was so ready to get from there, bro. I promise you, that was not a place. And I said, if we ever schedule them again, I won't go. That's just how bad that ride is to get to Troy. I won't go, man. It's all the curves and why. And I just don't like Alabama, let alone backwood Alabama. I don't know if it's an ancestor in me to try to remind. I don't know. It's like when I go through places like that, I just got this eerie, I don't like it feeling. It may be an ancestor just telling me something is about this, but I don't like it, bro.
That's fair. That's fair.
All
All
right. Sharing that.
You know what time it is? Get your calculators out, get your stock reports, because you know. Buy, sell, hold.
Man, what you got for me this week?
All righty. First up on buy, sell, hold.
Sell. What G at? You should ask him. I'm selling. And this is G's experiment. I keep telling him about his day. Where you go? What's wrong?
I didn't get to ask the question.
No, you ain't got to tell me nothing. Ask me nothing.
I can read. I can read.
Yeah, I'm selling. This is G's experiment. And I talked to him the other day and he was smiling. I said, I was scared you smiling because you won. He said, man, this is a fake smile. I said, no. No. You fake smiling. This is supposed to be your experiment. This your baby.
Oh,
this supposed to be the Sad Thomas show.
Oh, man.
He's not feeling his offense. And clearly the rest of the Braves aren't feeling what they see offensively either. So I ain't feeling it either. I'm a sell on the Braves. And this is crazy because I had them versus Alabama State for my SWAC championship.
That's crazy. That is, yeah. You didn't sold the farm, boy. That day, that's gone.
Yeah.
Bye. You gonna get it dirt cheap too.
That's an Alcorn fan.
Yeah, probably. You gonna get it dirt cheap too. Next up on, hey. Buy, sell, hold. Buy, sell, hold. Can Howard repeat?
I'm buying.
Oh,
I like Howard. Huh?
I like that. Go ahead, talk your shit.
I think when it's time to play, they play. Look, they go through a non-conference like no other in the MEAC, right? It makes them battle tested by the time Halloween comes and it's time for that conference play. And the way Howard figured it out last year, look, you the one sold me on Howard, so shit, you better be buying. You sold me Howard last year. And I kept saying, no, I don't want to buy it. No, I don't want to buy it. By the time we got end of October, I said, you know what? I'm going to start to buy it. They crept their way up into my HBCU top 5 poll. And then the way that they went and whooped North Carolina Central, and they pushed FAMU to the brink, didn't they? They did. I know it's a new year. I like what I see out of Howard, Larry Scott. I'm buying. Come on, Howard. Let's see, can you repeat? And I'm looking around the MEAC. South Carolina State look good. I told y'all North Carolina Central, although, Walker Harris got hurt.
Yeah, I heard.
Yeah, I don't know. And then looking at Delaware State right now, looking at Morgan, who can't score any points, and then looking at Norfolk, who just, I don't know what the hell's going on. It kind of sets up to look good for Howard.
That's not a bad. You know what? Now that you say that, I'm gonna buy it. And that's the only reason I was gonna hold. But with Walker Harris going down, not knowing what that backup situation looks like for NCCU, I still think that South Carolina State has a really great chance to push this. I think that game, depending on how the schedule shakes out, let's pull up the schedule.
Where's that game at?
Yeah, I want to pull up this schedule.
Perry, I like that. Pull that schedule.
Yeah, I got it. I want to see this. All righty. Okay, let me see. Can you see that, P, or does it need to be?
I see it.
Okay. So that Mercyhurst game scared me. I ain't gonna lie. I was about to let them go. All right, so they got the Battle of the Real HU. They got Princeton. That's a loss. Sacred Heart. That should be a dub. Tennessee State homecoming.
Oh, that's gonna be a good one.
Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna be a good one.
It's gonna be a real good one. At Norfolk. South Carolina State. That's a hard close. That's a hard close. State, NCCU, and Morgan back to back.
Got stayed at home though. They got stayed at home. They go on the road.
You at NCCU that you know they want their revenge, and you at Morgan State. That's a tough go. I ain't gonna hold you. That's a tough go.
But if you're looking at it, Walker Harris hurt. Well, that's a long time from now. That's a long
yeah. Yeah, that's a tough go. I'm not gonna hold you. That's a tough go.
I think Howard can get through that.
We'll see.
I think Howard can get through that.
I think how they play Tennessee State is going to tell me a lot about how they are defensively. I think offensively they are okay. I don't think there's no changing that. I don't think their quarterback is all world or anything like that. I really want to see how good this defense is and if it's really legit. Because if the defense is really legit, they'll be in these games. You get what I'm saying? Like Morgan State ain't got no offense. NCCU, they're gonna run the ball. South Carolina State's the only balanced attack that you really gonna get. But if your defense is high level, you can make it work.
And even with North Carolina Central having offense, they still whoop their ass.
And they whooped their ass the year before.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I mean, this thing can go either way with that. I mean, I just look at the fact that Davius Richards in his senior year, that what they was able to do to stop him from going to the Celebration Bowl, that was big to me. And I didn't see that one coming. You saw it coming. They went and did it. I'm gonna say, I'm a buy. I think Howard can get this done. This is not that tough for them. You buy.
I'm a hold to Tennessee State.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to.
You said can they repeat? That's only conference though.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to hold. No. Tennessee State is a very offensive. They are offensive style team. If your defense cannot stand up against that, then I'm gonna have a little worrisome about your defense because your offense is not that good.
Tennessee State played UAPB in Valley. That was expected to do what they did against them.
Let me see Tennessee State schedule.
Besides UAPB and Valley, they played North Dakota State. I'm still not sold on Tennessee State.
Okay, so here we go. They got Tennessee. Hold on, let me pull this up real quick. This is what they got coming up. They got Tennessee Tech. Charleston Southern, Lindenwood, and Eastern Illinois, and then Howard. So how they play these Charleston, Lindenwood, and the conference of foes probably let you know how they're gonna look going into the Howard game. So we probably have to revisit it, but I'm gonna have to hold. I really am.
Charleston Southern and Lindenwood, those are winnable games for Tennessee State.
They should be. That's what I'm saying.
Now, Tennessee Tech beat Tennessee State last year, so that's going to be an interesting game. Matter of fact, that was Tennessee Tech's last victory. They beat Tennessee State last year, so that's going to be a tough one coming up this week. But I think that's those two after that are winnable games coming into that Eastern Illinois. So I'm buying Howard. Can they repeat? I believe they damn sure can.
I'm gonna hold till I see the Tennessee State game. All right. Last but not least. Buy, sell, hold. Norfolk State, let's Odom walk.
I'm an HOLD.
Can you
Norfolk? I mean, this Norfolk State, they ain't been good since forever anyway. So this is accustomed to them. Plus, they signed a 6-year deal to this guy. They just in year 4, 6-year, like $1.2 million.
Dog, you getting beat the way you got beat against Hampton, you got to look at it sideways. You got to look at them sideways. 37-7.
What's the schedule? Pull it up. What they got left?
A bunch of ass whoopings.
You know how we look at Maynard? We said Maynard within the next 3 games going to tell what he going to be. Austin Peay, FAMU, and Jackson State. Maynard got a tough 3-game stretch for his job. Let's see what Odom's got for his stretch.
All right, let's look this up. All right. You got VMI. Oh, here we go. Got VMI, NCCU.
That may be the one right there. That may be the one right there. The Circle City Classic, that'll be the one. We'll find out after September 28th. That'll be the one.
Oh man, Sacred Heart.
They could beat them.
Towson, that's a loss. Howard, Morgan, and Delaware, and then South Carolina State to lead to end it up.
I'm holding. I just hold. I mean, I'm holding. I hold. Ain't nothing wrong with holding.
I'm buying it. God, dog, I'm buying it. Hey, yeah, I can't get enough stock. I can't get enough. Okay? Sell it to me. I'm buying this all the way. All the way. Absolutely all the way.
When they gonna do it?
After the season.
Yeah, they'll let him ride it out.
Yeah, they're gonna let him ride it out. He's gonna be done after the season. Let's not even play this game no more.
Yeah,
we're good. Thank you. Thank you, but no thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get to this HBCU top 5. Because last week's was pretty atrocious by my man Perry White. But let's see.
I can do some shit on the wall and hope it's stuck. And I think everybody, I mean, for real, bro, what we said, by the time we get to week 4, we're gonna start figuring this thing out.
Facts.
That's just where we at, man. Them first 2 weeks of the season was tough to try to figure out who is what because of the scheduling. But now we're starting to get into games. You're starting to see teams play different teams. I'm going to go with Grambling at number 5 for my HBCU power ranking. Going on the road, getting that victory against Texas A&M Commerce the way that they did, and also holding down home field against Tuskegee. That game against ULL, we knew what that was going to be. So right now, Grambling's sitting at 2-1, and it's built confidence back into the program and the fan base. And I think that's evident by the trash talking, the way that it's going back with the hold this weekend, welcoming in Jackson State. I'm going to go number 4, Howard, right? You just got through talking and asked me, buy, sell, hold Howard. I think Howard has the potential to repeat as the MEAC champion. And I look at them right now, victory over Mercyhurst, right? They was able to get it done. And they got a big game this weekend against Hampton. I think if they can get past Hampton of what we've seen with Hampton with their offense right now, I like Howard in the position that they in. Hampton at number 3, getting that victory over Norfolk State the way that they did and beating Virginia Union. A lot of people thought Virginia Union was going to upset Hampton. But Christopher Zealous for the past 2 weeks has limited his turnovers and has kept them in games. And then you add the legs of Elijah Burris behind him. That's why I see Hampton at number 3. Hell of a game this weekend between 3 and 4 for me and mine, between Hampton and Howard, the battle for the real HU. Both teams come in 2-1. I like this matchup where these programs are at right now. Jackson State, I have jumped up to number 2. They were at number 4 last week. Now they're at number 2, getting that big victory convincingly against Southern, and then that dominating victory against Lane by 51 points the week before. Jackson State may not be the prettiest, but right now they're physical and it's fundamentally sound, and I like it. And if that gives me room to believe they have room to grow as the season go on, and they're going to have a big place to be able to have to show that this weekend with the number 5 team down in the hole. So I got 2 top 5 matchups going on this week with Howard and Hampton for the battle of the HU, and then Jackson going over to Grambling. I think those are 2 games for everybody to watch. Those are programs right now to me look well. And then FAMU still at the top spot. They're undefeated in the MEAC. They're the ones 2-0, beat Norfolk State and South Carolina State. At this point, I don't really know about that Norfolk game, but just to hold down at home against South Carolina State, being down 18-7 and winning that game 22-18 showed resilience. They went on the road to Miami, and they'll be on the road again against Troy. I can't hold that against them. They're still an FCS top 25 team as well, for those who don't know. So they're still in the top 25 in the FCS. So I'm going Grambling, Howard, Hampton, Jackson, FAMU. And out of that 2 through 5, Hampton and Howard play each other this weekend, and Jackson and Grambling. So I got 2 top 5 matchups happening this weekend in my book. That's my HBCU power ranking.
All righty. 2 top 5. I like it. I like it. Mine looks a little different. It's a lot of MEAC up here. It's a lot of MEAC. Morgan State comes in at number 5. Listen, the way that they played Ohio, you can't negate it. You can't negate it. It's the same way I felt about Howard last year. You got to put respect on it, even though offensively it hurts. It looks ugly, but defensively those guys are next level elite. Got Jackson at number 4. They look good, but they look good. I'm just leaving it at that. They look good because this is how I look at it. If they play the same schedule as South Carolina State or NCCU, do they come out with any wins? Right? Like if they're playing the same teams, what does it look like? If they played Ohio, what does it look like? You know what I'm saying? So that's why I have to judge it off a little differently than me. NCCU, I like how they looked against UNC early. The game got away from them close to the second half, and it pulled away. South Carolina State against Georgia Southern, same thing. It looked good in the first half, how they competed. Second half, it just got pulled away, and then FAMU is number one at the top. Everything is still in front of all these teams, right? A lot of teams have played Power 5 programs, G5 programs, especially in the MEAC, having those tough out-of-conference games. But how they've looked has been better. I couldn't put Grambling over any of these teams because Grambling didn't look good playing against Texas A&M Commerce. It just didn't, right? So even though Morgan State has deficiencies on the offensive side of the ball, defensively, they are elite, right? NCCU, balance-wise, great team offensively. I don't want to say great team offensively, but good team offensively. A lot better on defense than they were last year. And South Carolina State's probably, to me, the most balanced attack in HBCU football. Just throwing and running. They're very, very balanced. It looks really easy for them. And then FAMU at the top of everything. So that's really how it's getting down for me. So that's my top 5 from last week. And listen, Texas Southern is depending on how they play against Lamar, if they win, they're definitely getting back in this top 5 because they're definitely my honorable mention. All right. That is what it is. You already know what it is. It's about that time. All right. Instead of it being game of the week, it's games of the week. All right. We have multiple choices for games of the week. First up, Battle of the Real HU. Who knows? I don't. P, what you got?
I like this matchup. As you see in my HBCU top 5 for the week, both these programs are headed in the right direction. And Hampton just, they go as Christopher Zealous go. And Christopher Zealous so far in the past 2 games has limited his turnovers, which has put Hampton in position to be successful. Along with the legs of Elijah Burris, one of the best backs in the conference. You can depend on him at any point in the game. Then you look on the other side for Larry Scott and Howard. Howard coming off a victory against Morehouse and then Mercyhurst, 32-31 and 35-21. This is a battle test between both these schools. This is a rivalry of the real HU. And in this one, who did I pick?
I think you went with Hampton.
Did I go with Hampton?
I'm double checking right now. Yep, you said Hampton over Howard.
Let's go. And I'm going to say this.
Yeah, if you want to change it, you can change it.
No, well, the only thing that scares me if Christopher Zealous becomes the turnover machine that he started to be last year. If Christopher Zealous does not turn that ball over, him and his dual threat ability, along with Elijah Burris, I think can win them this game. I really do. But if he turns the ball over and becomes the turnover machine that he is, this is going to be Howard's. Now, I think regardless of the fact, it's going to be a close game. Regardless of the fact, Howard is battle tested, and I think they'll find a way to get it done if it is close. But right now, as long as Christopher Zealous, and I'm going out on the limb, Christopher Zealous, I'm rocking with you because I'm a fan of yours. I love the fact of what you can do with your arm and your leg. But going 20 or 25 last week was efficient with 0 turnovers. If you can do that again this week along with Elijah Burris, I like the chances. So I will go Hampton in this one. And I ran with Hampton on NCAA, so it's just something about the Pirates I'm rocking with.
Coach Perry coaching them up.
White, baby.
Let me say this. I trust Larry Scott and what he's building at Howard a little bit more than what Hampton has. Now, they're talented. Hampton is a very, very talented group with Elijah Burris, Zealous, Malcolm Mays. They got guys for days. I just don't know when the rubber meets the road and it gets tough, is Christopher Zealous the guy you want to depend on to pull you across the finish line? And for me, it's no. Now, I'm not even a big fan of Scroggins, right? The guy that Howard has. Yeah. He's a little erratic. He ain't the best.
Dual threat as well.
Yeah, he's a dual threat as well. A real wiry guy. He can get loose, right? But I like the running attack with Jared and James. So J&J, I'm gonna have to go with it. I'm gonna go Howard on this one. I'm gonna go Howard on this one. I think they pull it out. And I think Larry Scott. I think that Howard defense is legit. I want to see them put it all together on Saturday, right here, right now, and make sure they get it all together. So I'm going with Howard. He going with the Hamptons, and we'll see how it.
And it's a toss up to me. It really is. But I'm gonna go rock with my boy Zealous. I'm gonna rock with Zealous. If Zealous does what he has to do, I like Hampton's chances in this one.
All right, next up on Game of the Week, Tahoe State and Grambling in the hole. Pete, what you got?
It was the reason why they scheduled this one for a non-conference game, because they knew, regardless of the fact, this is one of those few games that people pack out the hole over in Grambling. Homecoming, and you better believe if Alcorn or Jackson State, and with Jackson State coming to town, with both teams coming in 2-1, you better believe it's going to be some excitement in Grambling. You're going to feel it by Friday, and for sure, everybody getting out, what is it, Exit 81 up there in Grambling?
Exit 81.
Hey, you're going to feel it this weekend. This is going to feel like old school black college football, and I like it. Mickey Joseph versus TC Taylor. You're going to feel it. If you can't feel it up there this weekend, then you just don't know nothing about this. This is going to bring it, especially Grambling coming off a win on the road at Texas A&M Commerce. Jackson State beating this hated rival in Southern. Now going against another rival in Grambling. I like everything about this one. I look at Jacoby and Morgan right now, 531 passing yards on the season, 4 touchdowns and an interception. Guess what? Cameron McCoy is Jackson State's leading receiver at this point. He's going to probably be out of this game. 8 carries for 130 yards and 2 touchdowns. And then Fortillion, he's a guy I like at that wide receiver spot. Have you seen Fortillion?
Yeah, he's
not much of a fan.
Nah.
Well, 7 receptions, 149 yards, 2 touchdowns. On the other side, Miles Crowley's coming into this ball game with 595 yards passing on the season, 6 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. You look at Hargrove from the running back position for Grambling, 28 carries for 109 yards and a touchdown. Something is telling me this is going to match up to be a great game. You have continuously said it. You like Grambling offensively in terms of their talent. If Eric Dooley can dial it up and Miles Crowley can find some success, but guess what? That Jackson State defense is not nothing to take lightly as well. That D-line, it may be their secondary that's going to be in question, but if you got a quarterback like Miles Crowley, and if he can open up and do better than 14 to 30 for 120-something yards and actually get to that stat of 200-plus passing yards with limited turnovers, but from the quarterback position, Grambling may have an opportunity, and it's just tough to go down into the hole to take on the G-men, but I think Mickey Joseph is reigniting this fan base. You look at Jason Rollins as the defensive coordinator, Eric Dooley as the offensive coordinator, going against TC Taylor, who has reignited his fan base since Dion has left. I like this matchup. And in this one, I'm taking Jackson State over Grambling.
All righty. I'll make this pick. I'm going to make my pick with Perry on Wednesday. On Mike. I called Mike Perry, and then I called anyway.
You get on his show, you be like, "What you got, Pete?"
Yeah, I'm like, dang, I'm so used to saying that. But I'm gonna make my pick with Mike on Wednesday. All right, last one. This is the rivalry of all rivals. Okay, you got the Aggie Eagle Classic. Oh man, it's going down. A&T. You got the Grill Master Vincent Brown. You got Trey.
He look like he can make some good ribs, boy. I'm talking about fall off the bone, boy.
Got the Grill Master, okay? And then you got that swag attack, Mr. Trey Oliver, He'll
cuss your ass out. Stay off my grass.
Boy.
Yeah. Don't he look like he wish you would step on his grass? Which
one?
Trey.
Oh.
Yeah, step on his grass if you want to.
One of the military dudes, all right? I'm gonna go first on this one. Listen. Okay. I love this matchup. And the reason I love this matchup so much is because Trey Oliver is an NCCU grad. That's what makes it even more, because he feels it. Like, he knows what this rivalry means, and he's been through it. He's played through it. He's coached in it, and they've won the last 2. Or it's the last 3. I think they won the last 2. No, last 3. I think they won the last 3. So I'm excited to see this matchup. Now, if Walker Harris can't go, what does Matt Leone and Trey Oliver, what does that look like, and how do they balance this this offense all out and make it work. North Carolina A&T, I don't know if Kendry, the last two. All right, appreciate it. I don't know if Kendry Christian is going to be in this lineup. To me, probably one of the most dynamic backs in HBCU football. Losing him is going to be tough. So for me, I like this new NCCU defense. I like Jamari Taylor, the running back. I got NCCU winning this one by 10, maybe 13. I think they're that good. I really do. And I think the coach is that much better. And I think A&T is just not there yet. I think where Vincent Brown has taken them is okay. I don't know if they can take that next step to really come back into this rivalry. I got NCCU by 13.
Yeah, I like this matchup. Aggie Eagles. You look at North Carolina Central, North Carolina A&T. Both these teams in the past have played for Celebration Bowls when A&T was a part of the MEAC. North Carolina Central has played for them, being still a part of the MEAC. Two tradition-rich programs of the past decade in terms of what they have been able to do, producing great games on the football field. And you look at these two coaches. I like Trey Oliver in this one. They're coming off a 45-10 loss to North Carolina and then a 41-19 loss to Elon. On the other side for North Carolina A&T, 42-13 loss to the Blue Hens of Delaware, and then taking it into overtime against their other rival, 27-20 in overtime against Winston-Salem. This one of them black games right here for A&T. You know what I mean? This one of the ones they calling out when they look around the room and they saying who ass they can kick, and they looking at North Carolina Central like, we need this one because you on my ass kicking list. But if I look at Trey Oliver, he look like he can kick some ass. I'm going with Trey Oliver in this one at North Carolina Central. I think the Eagles fly high in this one and get it done over A&T. I'm not impressed with A&T thus far. Looking at them losing 45-13 to Wake, that close game to Winston-Salem kind of puts me on edge.
Absolutely.
With them. And then the way that they let Delaware just completely dominate them. I think anybody initially in that first half, when you saw North Carolina Central against North Carolina, you was like, oh, this ain't so bad. Eventually, North Carolina continues to wear them out, and that's how they got away with it. What surprised me, though, was that Elon game. That just really surprised me, that 41-19 to loss to Elon. But then they survived down in Miami in the Orange Blossom, 31-24. North Carolina Central, I think the Eagles fly high. Josh, this one for you, baby. Hey, that one for you.
That boy, he gonna ride with his team.
Oh, that's gonna be crazy this weekend.
The school, as they say, the school down the highway when they talk about A&T. Listen, I gotta make it out to one of those games. That's one of those games. I'm like, you know how like Jackson State. I think that's for the MEAC. That's that. I mean, A&T is not in the MEAC, of course, but you know what I'm saying. But just that old MEAC rivalry, that battle, I definitely want to go and experience that vibe. But my thing is this. What does it say about A&T that Trey Oliver, he beats you the last two times with arguably the MEAC player of the year, right? The best quarterback in college. If he comes back and beats you for a third time with a white boy who is first year start, oh, you got to be looking at everybody differently at A&T. Now, they not going to say nothing because they're going to be like, oh, Scotty, it takes us time. If you can't beat NCCU, dog, just know all the white dudes that you be talking about, that you be pointing out, or I'm beating all the black people, but all the white people like, it's another year getting your ass whooped. Yeah, I mean, like, realistically, because if you can't beat NCCU, what are we talking about right now? So let me take some of these calls. 29-28 coming to you. Hey, calling you live.
Scotty, what's up, man? This is Braylon from Mississippi. I called earlier.
What's up, man?
Ask you a couple questions about Alcorn. Perry, how you doing, man?
What's going on, man?
Man, nothing, man. I got a quick question for you guys. It'll probably be more suited for Scotty. I'm pretty sure Perry ain't watching no film, especially for no Alcorn guys, right? But Scotty, Perry, you can tune in if you shall see fit. Scotty, but I had a quick question. I wanted to ask you earlier. I just didn't know if the call line was busy. But you say you're not a fan of Mako, and I'm not the biggest fan either. But the boy is dynamic with his legs, right? I can't take that away from him. with that being said, does he? I know you say he can't hit the broad side of a barn, right? But does he necessarily have to be this quarterback that 65% completion rate, to 70% completion rate with the dynamic ability of his legs? Like, for example, Cam Newton was never the greatest, and I'm not comparing them to, obviously, but Cam Newton was never the greatest passer of the football, but he was pretty good with his legs. So does he have that ability to be a 55% to 58% passer at the quarterback position? And then on top of that, add on the dynamic ability of his legs. Could that be a fit? Could that work?
I think
in your mind.
Is it possible? Yes. But you got to think about what Gus Malzahn built around Cam Newton with that whole power RPO passing attack, right? The running game was so good that it left a lot of man-on-man situations. So Cam didn't really have to do a lot of read. He didn't have to read defenses. He didn't have to do a lot of that. He just had to read his keys and make the throws that are available. If Alcorn is willing to build a system like that, that is able to, work the RPO, work the run game, then yeah, he can give you something. He can, he'll probably throw for maybe 180, 175, probably put another 90 or 70 yards on the ground. You can live with that, but I don't see that being built at Alcorn. So that's why I'm a little, I would say no, but is it possible? Absolutely.
Talking about Tyler Macon?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, let's just look at his stats coming from Missouri, right? He was 9-17 in 2021, passed for 143 yards and a touchdown, but he also ran 13 carries, 50 yards, and a touchdown. 2022, he did not play, and then he had one carry for -11. He comes to Alcorn, goes 2 of 13 in 2023, passing for 31 yards and had 2 interceptions, no touchdowns. But he ran the ball 17 times for 163 yards and a touchdown. That may be the excitement that Alcorn fans see in him at his ability to run, saying 17 carries for 163 yards. Then you look at so far this season, he's 5 of 10 for only 18 yards and 2 interceptions, also carrying the ball 14 times for 43 yards. In his total career, he's only passed for 192 yards, and he's rushed for 245 yards. Is that something you want as your starting quarterback?
In a perfect world, no. But when you look at who else we have in the room, the reason I would lean Mako is because he's the only one with that dynamic ability. I mean, the boy went 75 against you at Southern Miss last year, right? So he has that ability. Nobody else in that room has that ability. So while he's not the greatest passer, I've never said that, and I never will say that. I don't think we can take away the fact that he do have that home run ability. And as you know, Perry, over the past 7-8 years, Alcorn has had his optimal success with that quarterback who has that dynamic home run ability with his legs at the quarterback position.
But this is my pushback on you. What else are you balancing that with, right? So you're not. Even when you bring up Cam Newton, you get what I'm saying? Like, even when you talk about Cam Newton, you're not talking about his running back room. You're not talking about, his receiving. I mean, his receiving room wasn't the best, but it was okay, right? What are you adding to the dynamic of Tyler Macon? Because he's not good enough by himself to will you to a victory. And if I take his legs away and make him throw, then what do you have?
Agree. I agree with that. I'm not disputing that. I was just trying to see if there was any way we can get that dynamic ability on the field. Last thing, Scotty, I know you already out, would you not want to see that against competition that, he's going to face? Because I'm just speaking from the Alcorn perspective. He hasn't played a FCS team. And I just want to hear your thoughts on that.
My thing is, I would use him like Braxton Miller. Does anybody remember Braxton Miller from Ohio State?
Oh, yeah.
Wide receiver, quarterback, running back, whatever they wanted to use him.
That's how I would use Tyler Macon. Right?
Gadget player.
Like, I'm gonna put you at slot. I'm gonna put you at the running back position. Because if he said he runs a 4-3, you don't gotta be a runner. You don't gotta be a quarterback to run 4-3. You just run 4-3, right? So I'm gonna use him like Braxton Miller, and you can use him like a little Hines Ward-ish. If anybody remember those times where Hines Ward would get the ball and he would actually throw it, they would do a reverse with him and he would actually throw it, right? So if you make him a gadget player, he's still going to be a quarterback at the end of the day, and you can never know when he might actually throw the ball. You see what I'm saying? It's completely different than Alabama State lining up 2 quarterbacks to hike the ball. That's dumb, right? But and I don't know if people have seen this in college football. It's 2 quarterbacks have been on the field at one time, and then the one quarterback would do like a counter, like a orbit motion behind. They'll hand it off, and he'll come around and he'll actually throw the ball. Like it's been a little weird stuff that they do with dual quarterbacks, but it's possible. You just got to be creative enough and make it work. But I think he could be a Braxton Miller. I really do.
And I think with that same sentiment, why you see them going with Xavier Vaughn, they just feel better with the passing game out of him. 10 or 21 on the season, 45 yards, even though that's not a lot. But last year, I mean, in 2021, when he's at UAPB, he was 25 or 48 passing for 380 yards. He had 3 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. He's not much of the runner like you're going to get out of Tyler Macon. I mean, the best run he ever had in his career was 28 carries for 75 yards at UAPB. And remember, a lot of people, he transferred into Alcorn from UAPB. In 2019, he went 2 of 7. 2 carries for 7 yards rushing the ball and no passing yards. So I just think right now, what I told you, you look at Macon, he don't even have 200 career passing yards, but he has nearly that rushing. On the other side, for Vaughn, Xavier Vaughn, 425 yards total passing. When you're just looking at the body of work, and to me, it looks like Alcorn's trying to find the guy with the arm and not necessarily the legs, right? And if you put him up against Tyler Macon has yet to show anything with his arm. So I agree with you, Scotty. If he's going to do all of this with his legs and you're looking for him to be a dynamic runner, well, now you have to be creative and say, what ways can we use this guy? Because clearly he's talented. He's too talented to be on the bench. And if he has the speed that he says, we have to find ways to give him the ball and use him as a gadget player, because you can't just let that type of player sit on the bench and waste away if he has that type of speed and that type of running capability.
I feel you.
I agree, man. I appreciate it, man. I just wanted to get y'all perspective on that, man. Y'all keep doing y'all thing. Dope show. Always a dope show, man. So we appreciate
Hey,
y'all.
appreciate you for the call, Brody. Yeah, I would definitely use that Bama as a Braxton Miller. 1669, 6259, then 7034. I see you guys. I'm coming to you. 1669 coming to you. Hey, calling you live.
What up, Scotty? It's your boy Zay.
What's up, Zay? Hey, what's up, man?
What's up, man? I got a bone to pick with you, but first off, how you doing, Perry?
Buenos noches.
This is Isaiah Bowden.
Oh, is it? Oh, what's up, man?
Just checking on you. How you doing? I saw a video. You was a mascot. Were you mascot this weekend?
What mascot? What you mean?
He got a video. It's a video on you on Twitter where you coming out running with Dooley with the flag.
Hey, I was trying my best, man, to wheel a victory. Listen. Hey, whatever it takes, man. It didn't work out too well for me, but I tried my best, bro. That was trying to bring some pride. If I didn't do it, then who would? So yeah, I don't know, not mascot, man, just supporter. How about that? I won't dress up in the Jaguar.
Now you, Scotty. Now I don't know if you are the king of troll, but this is just ridiculous. You really think you could beat Florida State?
You talking about the 2023 FAMU with Daniel Richardson? Absolutely. Beat this Florida State team? Absolutely. Absolutely.
You smoking, bro.
No.
They not beat no Florida State.
You give me the 2023 FAMU with Daniel Richardson and not Musa. Oh, yeah, it's a game. It's a game. It's a game.
Oh, yeah, I'm not saying it's a game. I don't know about beating those, Scotty. Come on.
But Zay, if it's a game, that's football. The way DJ throwing the ball.
I'm with you.
The way DJ throwing the ball, everything's a game. Shit. What you talking about?
Scotty. Scotty, you reaching.
Scotty, I would love to see it. Trust me, I love to see that matchup. But I don't know about that. I don't know if when I read it on Twitter, I'm like, I don't know if he was trolling or if he was being dead.
Oh, no, it's dead ass. Oh, absolutely dead ass.
When did you say this, Scotty?
I said it on Twitter. No, I put it on Twitter because they were talking about, they were talking about like, you know, Florida State, who could beat them or whatever. And I was like, the 2023 FAMU, because okay, let's break this down, right? You got we're talking about this year's Florida State team. I want to be very clear. We're talking about this year. We're not talking about that 13-0 team. Okay, we're talking about this year. You got Anthony Dunn, right? You got Kendall Bowler. You got the kid that left. He ran like a 4.2, the corner that they had. You're gonna have the receiver. Jesus Christ, who was that? Marcus Riley. You're gonna have Marcus Riley. You're still gonna have all the tight ends. The only one you don't have is the Jonathan kid, but you're gonna have Pruitt. You're gonna have Kamari Stevens. Yep. You're gonna have the O-line was crazy. Even the Bama from LSU, who's now at Colorado, you're gonna have him on the O-line. And their O-line was really good last year.
They're not blocking up. They're not blocking up that Florida State.
Scotty, that ain't enough, bro.
Everybody's blocking up Florida State.
Scotty, that ain't enough.
Florida State.
That ain't enough, Scotty.
Listen, Scotty, they got Johnson number 5. They got. I mean, that D-line is ridiculous. They got a D-line.
What about it?
That team last year couldn't even beat South Florida.
Because of Musa. Musa threw 3 picks. Musa threw 3 picks.
I'm talking about up front, Scotty. I'm up front.
Bro,
them boys not blocking.
Everybody blocking Florida State. That's the whole point.
That's different. That's a different level blocking Florida State.
O-line is not blocking Florida State D-line this year. You cannot believe that.
Dog,
there's no way you believe that.
Dog, I'm telling you right now. I would love to see that game. That with Daniel Richardson at quarterback, I would love it. DJ Ukulele gonna do something, and he gonna mess the game up. I'm telling you right now, DJ Ukulele gonna mess the game up.
Not against FAMU.
Yes, he will.
Not against FAMU.
Dog, you cannot trust Ukulele. Like, what are we talking about right now?
We talking about FAMU can't beat Florida State is what we talking about.
Dog,
that's crazy.
Bro, are you kidding me? Like,
no, we're not kidding. Are you kidding us?
No, I'm so serious.
Oh my God.
With Isaiah Major at the linebacker, but I'm telling you, it was going to be a game. And if you make it a game, FAMU's going to pull it out because DJ Ukulele going to mess it up.
That's wild.
It is wild, Zay. I'm with you, Zay. It's tripping tonight, Zay.
Florida State roots, you can't see it because you got them Florida State hooks in you. That's why you can't see it. You can't. That's why you can't. You don't want to see it because you're like, nah, Scotty. You didn't see Memphis whooping that ass. You didn't see Georgia Tech whooping that ass.
Hey, trust me, it's a long season this year. It's a long season.
Boy,
hey, I'm glad my Tigers doing well. Hey, we going with the flat now.
Oh my God!
Hey, Scott,
you see how he jumping? You see how he jumping bandwagons on? You know, at least my Tigers doing well. Like what? What are we doing? Y'all not.
You're the king of the bandwagon.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I am. That's fair. I give you that.
People don't know Scotty used to be a Bulldog fan. Alabama A&M.
Okay, Zay. We're gonna let you go.
He was Xavier Langford and Quincy Casey.
All right, boy.
He was. Tell the truth, he was.
A long time ago.
He was Quincy Casey. He was on here selling Bulldogs.
It was a long time ago.
You get a Bulldog. You get a Bulldog. He was selling Bulldogs. Where Quincy Casey at these days?
Oh, he's at West Georgia. He's at West Georgia. He's at West Georgia.
Okay, I just hadn't heard from him. I know you was so selling us.
Hey, listen, he did really well last game at West Georgia.
Thank you for bringing that up, Zay boy. This boy has been all over the swag damn East.
And I'm still picking Celebration Bowl champions. Thank you.
This dude has been all over. I mean, who left? Valley. That's all that's left for you.
No,
Valley and Bethune is what's left for you.
Oh man, I only picked Fam. I picked Fam one year.
You rolled with Jackson State when you first got in.
The first year was Jackson. The second year was Fam, and then I like Quincy Casey, so I just rooted for Quincy Casey. So that was pretty much how that went.
And you wasn't feeling well. You was yelling Andrew Body.
Oh yeah,
so
yeah.
It was Alabama State.
Yeah.
That you was rocking with that up until we saw this. Let's talk about how that fell apart like that. That's the quickest I think I've ever seen a team go from a high
To a low.
to everybody high on them at Swag Media Day. And by week 1, because they played in week 0.
Yeah.
By week 1, it was like nobody brought it up again. Like, that is the quickest I've ever seen a championship contending team literally go from sugar to shit in a snap of a finger, bro.
That's funny.
That's
literally how it went down. All right, let me get to 6259 coming to you. Hey, caller, you live.
What's going on? What's going on, Scott? What's going on, Pierre?
What's up? What's your name? Where you call from?
What's going on?
Man, it's Mac from Jackson, man.
What's up, Mac? Talk to me.
Man, never much, man. I'm just hype over this past win over this weekend.
You still on that?
I ran into
You still on that? We 48 hours away. You still on that?
Yeah, man. Come on, man. Leave me alone.
Now, listen, I had to call in about this because I ran into Perry, and he probably gonna remember this when I say this. Cause I was standing in line at the ticket, to get in the game, and I saw Perry walking by. I said, "What y'all gonna do today, Perry?"
Yep.
And
you got dreads, don't you?
I knew they was gonna lose. Perry said to try to get a win. I said, "Oh boy, these boys finna lose because he don't sound confident at all."
Yeah.
I said, "All right, then." And listen, guys, when I called in last week, I pretty much was off just by a few points. I said 34-10, and then I did say we was gonna debo their O-line, and I said we was gonna jump out on them early.
You said that?
It almost played it.
You said that? That was you? You said that?
Yeah, I called in last week.
Listen, I respect it. If you say you did it, I respect it. Listen. Yeah, hey, listen.
Yeah.
If that was your call, hey, you called it. I gotta give you credit for that. You called it.
Yeah, Scotty, I do remember. You a dreadhead, huh?
Yeah, it pretty much played out like that, though.
Hey, Mac. Perry said something.
You the guy with the dreads?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, he sure did, actually, man. At that time, I was in hostile territory. I was trying to keep it pushing. He yelling out, "Hey, Perry!" And I'm like, "Oh."
Kept walking too.
I was trying to get on around the stadium at that point because when you yell my name, I don't know who's gonna look up. Because some people, and most people who do see me, they may not speak, but they just start staring at me. So I'm walking, and I'm just looking. They staring at me. So I'm like, "Damn, let me go and get on down," because they gonna start asking me, bombard me with questions and getting on my ass. But yeah, I do remember you asked me that, and that's exactly what I told him, trying to get a win.
Yeah, bro. But yeah, man, I just wanted to call in, just message y'all, just message Perry. It was good seeing you though, Perry.
Man, appreciate you, man. Thank you for saying something. And not just staring at me like most of them do.
All right, y'all.
Hey, man, appreciate it.
Boy,
hey,
they be staring, bro.
Let me say this.
Like, God damn.
See, Jackson, this is how Jackson State people are, right? Jackson State people like this. Man, Scotty, we gonna whoop them, man. We gonna beat them down. We gonna do this. We gonna do. So if it happens, you always say you called it because that's all y'all ever say. They always say the same exact thing every week. Scotty, we gonna give it to them, Scotty. It's JSU by 40, baby. Now, if you win by 3, hey, Scotty, I said we was gonna win, didn't I? I'm like, but no. What you said is you was supposed to murder them. Nah, see, Scotty, no, we just happy to get a win, Scotty. That's what we happy. So you never come out on the bottom end of it because you're always talking trash. That's why anybody from Jackson State can be like, "Oh, Scotty, you know what I said when I said it." I was like, "Oh, y'all always say the same thing." JSU by 40.
And I'm gonna tell you something. So I went on an adventure. I just got the mob, and I was all over. I went around the stadium, but that's when I found out about that gentrified area. But the way I got to it, I was walking behind the home side where Jackson State fans come in. And I went down
where the tailgate is, right? Closer to the tailgate side?
Yeah. But I was on the street. I walked past and I followed the gate and I went to where the street is, where that backside to come into that gate. There's a street that's on the other side of that, right? I thought these were some nice looking apartments that was back over there behind there. Until I walked down that street, I realized, bro, this is not what I thought. I'm in the fucking hood. I mean, bruh, I was I thought they was nice apartments till I got past. Then I saw the house across the street. Nobody messed with me though. Everybody was like, "I see you, Southern." And it was just niggas up on the balcony with their music, smoking on their blunts and drinking drink. Yeah. Hey, but them apartments fool me. And the people in Jackson know the apartments I'm talking about. They right behind the parking lot in the neighborhood. They fooled me from a distance. I'm like, damn, there's some nice apartments. So I walked up on them. No, sir. No, sir. Hey, I went through that. I went down that block, man. No, I ain't had no problems. Everybody was good with me, though, But I looked around. I realized quick, next time I come back, I'm gonna stay on the main street. I ain't coming back down this block.
You know what part I like about the only part I like about Jackson is if you go around. Okay, so if you're walking in that street in between the stadium and the tailgating, right by that fence, if you just take it all the way around, there's like a bunch of like little businesses and shops on the opposite side. Like if you're coming in to try to park, that whole area, that jank be lit. That whole area with the little shops and little store, that little parking lot be full of just crazy tailgaters.
And when they tore down the Wendy's, man, there used to be a Wendy's right there on the main strip. They tore the Wendy's down. I ain't noticed that. It's just open land. There used to be a Wendy's and like a hotel over there.
Really?
Yeah, because I can remember some folks set up a tailgate one year. I was in Jackson at the back of that hotel. So the Wendy's and that hotel or whatever that is, I think there was a hotel. All that's gone, man. But let me tell you, them Jackson folks will park any damn where too. The median was nothing but this wide.
Dude.
And they was all up and down that damn median.
Dog, when Dion was there, what game did I went to the college game day. When the college game day was there, we thank God me and Key took an Uber. We couldn't even get off the on ramp, like the off ramp to get down to it. Bama's parking on it was crazy in the grass. I mean, and they doing it like it's nothing. Do. That was wild. And they just parking like right by the VA hospital. Anybody know where I'm talking about? I was right across the street from the VA hospital, and that's where the Uber. I said, "Hey man, we're just gonna get out and walk from here." And dog, it's the VA hospital. It's grass, the street, a grass median, then up. All that was parked up. Boy, Bama's getting up on that joint like
they don't give a damn about no parking. I was looking around like, damn, boy, if it's just an inch, they gonna take it. I promise you.
Dog, and they be like this on the next car right behind them. I'm like, I don't know how y'all getting out of there.
They don't care about getting side swiped, scratched up, mirror swiped off. They don't care about, long as they was able to park and get out, and they don't care about getting it towed. But the fact that the median wasn't nothing but this wide, bro. You literally, if you walk on it, you tight roping, like you might fall. And they found a way to park that one tire
on that right on that.
The rest of the car in the damn street.
That ain't funny. That's different. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, that back street, bro. I was so close to the white neighborhood because when I come up on the back side of that street, when I came up, the hotel was right there. It's a Hilton right there. But I'm telling you, bro, them apartments fooled the hell out of me until I got close on them, bro. I realized I was in the slums real quick, and the cats was in the neighborhood. The guys was in the neighborhood across the street, blasting music, kicking. But everybody was good with me, man. They, the hood was out. The hood spoke to me. The hood showed love. They was what's up with it. Yeah. Even the guy offered me a beer.
That's what's up. Let me get to these callers. They packing up. 8552 coming to you. What's up, Jay?
Scotty.
What's going on?
What up, Scotty? What up here?
What's up with
you? When the funeral up here, I attend, man. I'm a good sport. You know what I'm saying?
Who funeral? Who passed?
The Jag funeral. The Jaguar funeral.
Oh, who got the body? Man. It's the old folks say, who got the body?
I work at the funeral home, man. I embalmed the body the other day.
Oh man, boy, I'm scared of you.
Yeah, but anyway, Scotty, man, you gotta stop talking about the Jack like that, man. There's plenty of good places in the Jack, man. Look, right behind the stadium, if you keep going Fondren area, it's some big, nice houses right down that street, man. Then you come on the other side of 55, there's some great houses and areas over there too.
You know what?
Got to come back so we can show y'all around.
You know what? Listen, I'm glad you brought that up because coming down that street, it's some nice potholes too. I'm talking about nice.
There's potholes everywhere. We can't get around that, man. We're gonna let you have that all day and night.
Boy,
them sidewalks, listen, they about as wide as this damn pencil. Them sidewalks, I'm telling you.
Nah, Baton Rouge ain't no better here. You be talking all that noise. Baton Rouge is a hellhole in itself too.
But when you come to Baton Rouge, you on our campus. It ain't like you got to walk through Scotlandville or through the city. Once you come over the hump, you on campus. Everywhere you going, you don't have to see nothing else but Southern.
Right. We come over the hump. Ain't no ice, ain't no food, ain't nothing. Then
You
y'all
on a campus. You on a college campus. See,
back.
you so used to being at that stadium that ain't on the college campus with stuff
Y'all be
around.
grinding
You come
folks
on the
in the
college
lake in the
campus,
back
you
and all
supposed
that.
to have stuff before you get there. See, that's why
And
y'all
then
need
if
a
you
campus
think out there
stadium
and
on
one
y'all
store
campus.
across the street, then don't y'all got something called the Palisade right on the side of the campus?
That's on the other side of the hump. That's not on campus.
You
That's
talking
across
about
the hump.
You talking about apartment? Them just suck.
Listen,
Y'all got the Palisades too.
Time out. Let me say this. First of all, let's just keep it a buck. We're talking about two different things, and I want to be very clear. If you've never been to Jackson State, let me explain to you. There's Jackson State, the campus, and then there's the stadium. Jackson State, the campus, there's a circle in the middle of that joker. I've been there. I've driven it. You go down the wrong exit on that circle, you gonna be in some stuff you don't want to be in. I'm just
Valley Street. I'm here to tell you.
No.
On the backside of the Palisades, you can't even turn into there from that street because they got it locked down. Because they don't want that. They don't want nothing on that street to get enough.
Dog.
Nothing.
Let's not play that game, okay? You take that roundabout. You pass that little club right here on the right. Then there's a student center right there. You come around. There's the Walter Payton jank. If you keep straight on that road, that whole right side is the hood. Literally, you in shark-infested waters, right? Just all on the right side. Let's not play this game, okay? Listen, I've been to Southern's campus. You drive through they got the little houses on the side. Once you drive, it opens up and it's Southern. That's it. It just opens up and it's Southern. It's just Southern. And then if you leave and take a right off the railroad tracks and go all the way down, you in civilization. You go and take a half a right on the half turn to go to a left, you in civilization. So I don't know what we talking about right now. Just don't take that left to go back. Then you're gonna be doing.
And Scotty, you know what's crazy? There's been plenty of people that went to Jackson State games and they never seen Jackson State school because of where the stadium. They just went to the school and got on down. They don't even see the school.
I've been to the vet at least 8 times in my lifetime. I ain't never been to JSU campus.
You see what I'm saying?
Just saying.
And you listen, you better go do in the daytime.
Just saying.
I
didn't seen it. I've been there. I didn't driven it. I didn't walked it. I didn't.
And I used to kick it at Jack. I used to go up there, man. Tell you in my younger day, had some chicks because they know it at Jackson. The Milwaukee and the Chicago chicks. I used to go up there. They lived at the Palisades. I would go up there when Southern played Jackson on like a Thursday and kick it till Sunday. So I know I done kicked it. I done went to that little corner store right there behind the Palisades, right there on that street and went in there. I'd have been all around through there. The police checkpoints they have all through the hood around that thing. Yeah.
Let's take another caller. It's a lot of 601s up in this joker. 7034 coming to you.
Gentlemen, how's it going, guys?
How you doing, sir? What's your name? Where you call from?
This is Rob from Dallas. Scott, you may remember me as the guy who told you the first lady won the contest.
The what?
The Pop That Coochie contest. The first lady won that contest for my church.
Oh, yeah! The first lady! Yeah! I remember that!
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, that's me, man. But hey, man, I'm gonna go down to the game. Me and my homeboy gonna roll down this weekend. I'm looking forward to having a good time. But I believe you guys are right. I think it's gonna be a great game because Southern is they on the ropes. If they don't win this one, it's gonna be bad news for anybody who loses this game.
I'm about to say Prairie View in the same boat. If they lose, they in the same boat.
Yeah. That's why I know it's gonna be a good game because both teams are kind of like, hey, it's now or never.
Facts.
So, I'm looking forward to a good game and all that. But Scott, I have a whole new segment idea for you. Whatever happened to how is the guy who was at the quarterback at Southern Perry that transferred to Valley? How's he doing? And how's Keyshawn Johnson doing?
Keyshawn Johnson.
Harold Blood.
Harold
Blood is at Missouri now. He went to Valley and stayed for like a quick second. Then he ended up following his brother to Missouri. So he's on the Missouri football team, but that's where he's at now, the University of Missouri.
Oh, okay, that's cool. Because I was just wondering. Yeah, that's my segment at this guy. So I want to do something that's like guys who hit the portal but then realize that the grass ain't greener.
Hey, listen,
just to see where the guys going.
That ain't Keyshawn Johnson.
Kind of
that ain't Keyshawn Johnson. He killing it at Western Kentucky. Okay, he done gone back-to-back 100-yard games. Last game he went for like I think 101 and 2 tubs. Like the grass green over there. Because if he was at Alabama State right now, he'd be hurting. Seven McGee. He over there, I don't know where he at, but he's doing pretty good. Jack State couldn't use him, but where he's at now, he's doing pretty well. So a lot of those guys aren't doing bad. I'll go. I think we should do a recap of where guys are. I'm gonna think about that. I'm gonna talk to Perry about that. We could do something like that. But yeah, as of right now, yeah, they not doing too bad.
Okay, and a couple more things I'm gonna let you go because I know you got 1,000 callers. Has Valley ever won the SWAC, man?
Perry, the historian.
I've been around a long time. I ain't seen it. So that may be a Mr. Campbell, Mr. Ford, somebody like that type of. I don't know.
We good on the Mr. Ford.
Oh, well, excuse me. That's a historian. Like, if you ever run into him, that might be a question.
I don't know if they won it then.
I don't believe. I mean, I've been around a long time. I've never known
Valley. You might want to do the thing with the UAPB and Mississippi Valley thing again. I think that's a good tradition. Y'all need to keep hold up because if y'all do, I think you just keep people interested in that game. Because if not, man, ain't nobody gonna be watching for that anyway. But gentlemen, it's a great show, man. Y'all take care.
I appreciate it. I did like that the secondary school battle.
And guess what? UAPB scheduled Valley for homecoming this year.
That's gonna be a good one. That's gonna be a good one. The secondary school battle. I like that. Let me see what we got. 8566 coming to you. Hey, calling you live.
Peace, Scotty. What's up? This is J Love.
What's up, J Love? Man, appreciate the membership, man.
Yeah, I'm glad to be back, man. I just got a couple questions for y'all, and I'm gonna jump in the shower and call it a night. But before I ask those questions, Scotty, you are 100% right. That 23 FAMU team will give this Florida State team everything that they want. They may not win it, but it'll go down to the nitty-gritty.
Thank you.
Definitely. But I just got two questions for y'all. My first one for Scotty. So, and P, I ain't gonna come after you. They've been getting you already tonight. I just got a quick question for you. But Scotty, first one for you, man. So everything that you've been seeing up until this point, who is a more well-coached, well-balanced team outside of Jackson State in the SWAC?
FAMU would be my close second. And third will probably have to be. I would have to probably go with Alabama State defensively. They're still solid. They're still a solid team. Everybody else, I can't trust it. I really, and I would have I want to give it to Grambling. I really do because I like what I see, but I'm a little hesitant. I got to see what that Jack State game looked like because you're going against a very fundamentally sound team. I want to see what you do to respond to that and how well you respond to them and how they come out and play. But as of right now, I have to give it to Alabama State and FAMU. FAMU would be my number 2. Alabama State would be my number 3. And the only reason I put Alabama State is because of their defense. It's solid. You can't. They're very technique sound and solid.
Okay. P, got a quick question for you, but before I ask you this, I want to let you know, man, Southern fans that are listening, y'all got something in that little young quarterback who said whenever he, get right and get some experience up under y'all belt, that's one position you ain't got to worry about. I was glad to see Bro get knocked out the game. I hate to say that about a player, but he gonna be right. But real quick, Pete, and I'm gonna let y'all go. If you could change one thing about Southern football this year, if you can change one particular position or just one thing about the football team, what would that be? Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all night, man. I'll listen in.
Appreciate the question, J Love. That's some good questions, man. Appreciate you.
I think it's more evident that me and thousands of other Southern fans, the offensive line. If I can get a Chennisberry-led offensive line, I will be okay. I will sleep fine at night, and I will be okay at a game on Saturday because I know we'll be able to then run the ball with the running back room that we have. But Yeah, I mean, if we're gonna force the quarterback to have to throw the ball as many times, however, because at some point you're gonna get restless and want to abandon the run, which I hope we don't. But I mean, we got to get better, more creative with the run.
Yeah.
Just going up the gut, you running straight into the back of the O lineman and the damn D lineman who busting through them. So we just got to get creative. But if it's one thing I can change, bro, it'll be the offensive line as a whole unit. That's what it'll be for me.
I feel you. We're gonna take these last 4 callers and we gonna get up out of here. Diallo, I'm coming to you last, so I'm just letting you know that. Let me see here. 9844 coming to you.
Yo,
what's your name? Where you coming from?
What's up, man? This is Jay calling from BR. Fred, what it do, brothers? We done met a couple of times. I've been in uniforms. You probably don't remember me over the phone, but you probably see me working at some of the Southern games with my BRPD stuff on. But
well, if BR is was out.
Yeah. What it do, bro? But I just want to go back to the Alcorn game. And I don't know if you guys remember Lenore's Footman and John Gibbs. I know you probably remember, Perry.
I was at the game when he was walking on water like Jesus. I never forget that game. They whooped our ass, 49-7.
Woo!
In the monsoon.
Yeah, it was crazy out there, man. We couldn't even see that. I tell people all the time, I say, man, not to toot the horn, but I say that was after that year, that was the reason Southern had got turf. Man, we couldn't see the lines. Man, we was going off the sideline gear and all that. Man,
he ain't lying, Scotty.
But anyway,
you couldn't see the field. It was like they was playing on a pond.
Yeah, it really was, man. Like
you couldn't see the field at all.
Tackle. Yeah, somebody make a tackle, man. They slide probably like 5 yards.
Wow.
But I'm gonna go back to the Mako and Vaughn situation. And the reason why I said, do you remember the John Gibbs and Lenore's Footman situation, right? And you look at John Gibbs, he came in 6'6" quarterback. Vaughn is 6'6" quarterback. Both of them, Vaughn and John, was just identical. You know, John didn't have the idea of arm strength. Then you got Lenore's Footman, and you got Mako. They are identical in the same area, you know. But I feel like at that year we had Willie Simmons as the quarterback coach in the OC. But at that year, I feel like as the season went on, Willie had to adjust to the strength of the QB, right? And we started to like gain some ground. We started to see the offense get better. And that's why I feel like this same situation started off a little rocky. And it reminded me of this situation. I feel like the OC has to adjust and just get out of the systematic, just the systematic things. Just say, hey, this is my system. This is how we're gonna do this. This is how we're gonna run it. I just feel like we need to adjust to the strength of the QBs. You know.
Yeah.
But that's just that's why I feel like, and I don't feel like I must say this: we're not horrible, but we need to find a level of efficiency and consistency. And once we find that, and I feel like we'll keep the boat rolling. And for us, the defense is going to be the defense, you know, because they're just the Alcorn way. And I just feel like the defense is going to be the head of Alcorn as a whole this year. But that's all I wanted to say, man. I'm going to get out of here, man. Scotty, Perry, man, good show.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate
you.
Man, I bet that game was crazy. Ben stayed out there the whole game?
What's that?
The monsoon game.
And it was only about 100 people there in the two bands. It was, bro, when I say monsoon, it was the rain was horrible. I was in a rain suit, like full-fledged rain suit. Nobody was there on Southern. Look, it was Alcorn's band. It was Southern's band. It was the two football teams. It was probably 20 Alcorn fans sitting over there and probably 20, 30 Southern fans. That's a game nobody saw. I was one of the few people there that saw that game, and I'll never forget John Gibbs Jr. got hurt. Southern tackled him, and the 20 Southern fans, 30 fans that was there cheered. Man, listen, Lenore's Footman, QB keeper. I was standing next to Dawson Odoms on this play. And the sideline, I'm telling you, you couldn't see the field, Scotty. There was water. The field, you couldn't see it. And only a few people who was there know what I'm talking about, like the guy that just called.
Yeah.
Lenore's Footman runs by us with nobody by us. Dawson Odoms look at me. I look at him. Footman runs like 80 yards for a touchdown. That's why I say like Jesus walking on water. And the water didn't affect him. Coach Odoms turned around and said, "Who the hell is this guy?" I never forget that to this day. And I swear to God, I looked at Coach and I just shrugged. I was like, "Oh no," because we thought when John Gibbs was up,
it was good.
Yeah, I mean, this guy just won the SWAC championship, and that was the end of John Gibbs. But Footman ran them all the way to a celebration.
What year was this?
Huh?
What year was this?
2015. You won't find that film nowhere.
Nowhere.
Look for it. That was a game that never happened. You had to be there to know.
Game that never happened.
It was a game that if you wasn't there, bro, you don't know.
I see the band stuff, but not the football game.
Well, just look at just show the band and it'll show you how bad it was raining, bro.
Let me see.
They didn't do no halftime. The band stayed in the stands and played again. Bro, it was pouring down, raining hard as hell, and you couldn't walk nowhere.
Let me see. Of course, they got the band footage.
Who in the stands? And fast forward to Alcorn side.
You said what?
Fast forward to where you can see Alcorn side. Okay, now there you go. That's all the people that was there.
That's
and
crazy how they got the band footage and not the football
game.
game.
They show Alcorn, you may see the field. You see the sideline. Look at the water.
Yeah, it's dripping all over on the track.
As they like to say, it's inundated. Look at all there go the few 50 fans, and that was it. And this is halftime.
Yeah.
Nobody was there, bro.
That rain is coming, boy. You can see it in
the That's how dedicated SWAC bands are.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
I was one of the few people there. It was horrible, bro.
That's crazy. They got footage of the bands, but don't have footage of the game. That is sad.
That game never happened, bro. Nobody, if you wasn't there to see it, nobody saw how that was the coming out party of Lenore's Footman. He ran by us, bro. I'm talking about as close as I am to this camera. And he ran straight by us on the water, bro. It was so bad, Southern couldn't even snap the ball. We couldn't even get the ball snapped. It was just that wet. And Footman acted like it was a dry day.
That's crazy to me how.
Yeah, you won't find that game. Good luck.
You can't find footage of the football game, but you can find footage of a halftime battle in a monsoon. Ain't that crazy? That just shows you I mean, seriously, you can see the fifth quarter and the halftime battle in a monsoon, but you can't find the game.
Bro, that was a legendary performance Lenore's Footman put on. And if you wasn't there, you never saw it. They whooped out 49-7, bro. We couldn't do nothing right. I remember one play, Lenore's threw the ball. He had 3 receivers just sitting there wide open. He just threw it to whoever the fuck he wanted to. He just tossed it up, and it was a touchdown. It was that bad.
He said that was Footman's junior year, came in, won the SWAC championship that year. Then he got hurt the next year. And Noah Johnson came in, won the SWAC championship. Then he got hurt his senior year. That's when Felix probably came in.
We beat Footman in 16. We beat Alcorn in 16 at Alcorn. That was like the first time we had won in a long time. I never forget Danny Johnson, the DB for Southern, who played for the Washington Redskins with the one-hand interception that game. And we held them on a 4th down and won that game. And I think Footman got hurt in that game, but in 15, Footman took him. That's matter of fact, the first Celebration Bowl I went. It was Alcorn versus North Carolina A&T. I got a chance to see Tyreek Cohen. That was a bad man. He put on for me, for what I saw, probably the best performance I ever saw from HBCU football. That dude single-handedly beat Alcorn, and that Alcorn defense was no slouch. But Footman wasn't enough. Alcorn had the ball with like 20-something, 30-something seconds left. Footman just could not complete a pass to the end zone, and Alcorn won it. North Carolina A&T won it. Huh?
The Tariq Cohen Bowl. That's what they
Bro, the dude was I couldn't believe. And if you see how big he is, like he's a strong, stocky dude, but bro, he's little as hell. And just to see that little dude go out there and do, Alcorn couldn't touch him at all. Couldn't even put a finger on him. Bro, that was one of the greatest performances I ever saw.
All right, let's get these last three callers and we're gonna get up out of here. Cal, coming to you. Cal, we're coming to you. You live.
Hey, what's going on, fellas? How y'all doing?
Good evening.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
What's good?
Good evening.
Hey, well, first of all, I'm glad Jack State won. But the real winner Saturday was Terrence Graves' belt. That motherfucker was holding on for dear life. Yeah. But seriously, though, I rewatched that game. You know what? Toussaint got hurt. They only rushed 3. Who the hell is your offensive line coach? And all 3 of them got pressure on them.
What he at?
He said, "What? Who's your offensive line coach?"
Damian Nivens, who is regarded as the best O-lineman to ever play at Southern. He played on that 99 when they played Jackson in the SWAC championship. He's the offensive line coach. He came in with Dooley coming from Prairie View.
He needs to be the first to get fired. Make along with the offensive coordinator. Another thing I looked at is, why did y'all run that option play? It's like 36, y'all still in the game. Game is still early. Y'all an option to the near side of the field. I mean, I'm trying to figure out what's the rationale behind that.
Listen, I watched that play 6 times. The play would have actually worked. You know what? Let me see if I can pull it up. Go ahead. Keep talking, Cal.
I mean, it just didn't have any. They didn't look like they had any rhythm offensively. Like they're just throwing shit out there to do. You know what I mean? And I know Jackson State was playing Bland versus ULM in Lane. Like I did see things new defense and then offense in Jackson State. Like I know Jackson State started doing some more prowling and skimming on defensive front, which can mess you up if you're not prepared for that. I don't know. Did you notice that?
Notice what?
The prowling and skimming people with the linemen. More pre-snap movement for them. And, they line up in this gap and then ball snaps, they get somewhere else.
I seen it a couple times.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't do that first couple of games. Offensively, you been screaming motion for everybody. I saw a lot more motion from Jack State than I did in the other games.
Yeah, they did it early. They did it a lot in the first quarter. I'll peep that.
I did think Southern did adjust second half wise. Jack State's rushing. But also the GC kind of let off the gas too. I would have kept on Southern's neck. The question though is, why did Southern hire Terrence Graves? I don't know if Perry can hear me.
He can hear you.
And why did Southern hire Terrence Graves? Is that what he's asked, Scott?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not an athletic director, but I think looking at the situation that you knew you had to pay Dooley for the amount of years that you did, I think they just paid him off actually. But to look at having to pay Dooley, you just looked at the staff. I think in their mind, considering Southern last year, they felt that this was winnable. Terrence Graves had won the Bayou Classic. I mean, he seemed like he corralled everybody in at the right time on national television to get people excited. And it seemed to be the good fit. Keep it in-house. You don't have to do a national search. And guess what? He's a Pete Richardson guy. And that's what this all goes back to. As I said early in the show, the 90s, being a Pete Richardson guy. That's what they like around here. And it ain't no hiding it. It ain't no ignoring it. They love the 90s, and anybody from the Pete Richardson tree, it feels for, I think, the people that's in charge who make the decision that it reignites the program. And I'll give you some historical perspective of what someone once told me, Dr. Everett Gibson, who wrote a historical book about Southern athletics. He said when Southern had its down years through the 70s and 80s, A.W. Mumford, of course, who the stadium is named after, one of the winningest coaches in college football, and as well as the winningest all-time coach at Southern, because he had so much success at Southern. He died unexpectedly, but when he died, the same thing happened. They literally went through that entire coaching staff trying to hire every coach as the head coach that played under that coached under A.W. Mumford, trying to find that same success, and it put Southern almost 20 years of bad luck not winning games.
Wow.
This is the last thing. I was looking at Jackson State staff, and this compared to Southern staff. Like a lot of Jackson State people are like new to the SWAC, or a lot of, you know what I'm saying? Like if you look at the staff, a lot of younger guys too. How do we stop this recreating hope coaches? I want to sit back and let y'all listen to you. All right?
Hey Cal, what did you say? How do you stop what?
Stop the retreading, rehiring all these coaches.
Oh, got you. Got you. No, I got you. All right, man. Appreciate the call, Cal.
Scotty, look at this quarterback. Look at T-Sip. He's dead on the play. Look at all the Jackson State guys staring him in the face right now.
I mean, it's an all-out blitz though. It's like a cover zero blitz. Oh no, they drop out. But okay, so and I mean, you're not really you don't really care about this backside. You're really just worried about this right here.
You're trying to come to the outside with the option. You're trying to beat him around the edge.
If this receiver makes all he has to do is stand here.
And
literally,
you dish it off to the running back, and at least he can cut to the outside edge.
He runs right past him. And my thing is, and my thing is that the play design, or did he just not do his job? Because if that's the play design, that's atrocious.
Look at this. Look at that again. Look what this receiver, he cuts underneath him and then just dips out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That means, to me, you can't tell me he was supposed to block him if he deliberately cut out.
Where the hell is he even going? He's looking for a pass on the backside.
Oh no. But yeah. So he makes that block. He definitely gets probably at least 4th and 1.
He gets around to pass at least to the 30.
Yeah.
Where he goes out at about
30. At the 30. At the 30.
Yeah. You got to get to the 35 off that play if you get that block. You got to be able to push at least to the 34, 35. But to literally go underneath him right here, look at it. He just goes underneath him and dips.
Yeah.
How you leave that man there? Then you got there go the lineman staring down right there. Let's see. Play it a little bit. Let's see how that turns out with that lineman right there. And shit, he don't even stand a chance.
Mm-hmm.
The guy asked me if it's one thing I would change, our offensive line.
Yeah, it's bad. It is bad. TG coming to you.
Scotty.
What's up, TG?
Man, chilling, bro. Perry, what's good, bro?
What's going on, baby?
Nothing much, man. I was hollering at you at the game, but there was so much stuff going on. I'm pretty sure you didn't hear me. I said, boy, that boy Perry everywhere. He over here, he on the field, he at the top. Boy, you was down there recording the band. I said, how many hats this boy Perry got?
I'm a man of many hats. See, a lot of people didn't even notice. I was in the middle of the field with the the people don't even be knowing, but I am a man of many hats, bro. I switched shirts, I changed. I'm all over.
All the band people sit in the horseshoe, but when the banging on the field for halftime, all of the old band members go sit where the band was sitting there at Jack State, and I said, "Well, look at that boy Perry." I was like, "Yo, Perry," but you was locked in, bro. So I was like, "I'm gonna let that boy, you know what I'm saying, do his thing."
It was some girl from Jackson State that was just kept talking shit to me, and I look back, she was down on the fence. I was on the sideline on Jackson's side getting ready for halftime. And she just kept going and going. I look back, I said, you ain't got nothing better else to do with your time right now. Like, damn, boy, she was giving me the blues. And I wasn't saying nothing to her. You know, I have a hard time talking noise to women. I talk noise to guys. I don't really do the back and forth with women, but this girl was relentless, bro. I don't know who she is. So when I said that, she said, you know what, I'm finna go fuck with them down here. And that's exact her words. And she just walked down to the other end and just started going crazy on everybody else.
Yeah, no. And that was over there where the band was at, huh?
Yeah, right before halftime, man. This girl harassment to the fullest. God, dog.
I was over there, and I think you were so caught up into that and trying to like take the band and stuff. You was just like, dang, all that, man. I'm just gonna go over here. I said that boy Perry doing his thing, bro, but no, that joint was crazy, man. Remember, Scotty, when I told you last Wednesday how my principal did me last year?
Yeah, how'd you doing?
That boy did me 10 times worse Friday before the game. Like, he called on the loudspeaker all day, bruh. Mr. Green, we finna do y'all like this. He kept playing Southern Neck over the loudspeaker, calling me out, calling my wife out. And then all the Southern fans in the school talking like, yeah, this, yeah, that, bruh. Boy, that boy almost sent me home today. But I got morning duty in the front of the school where the buses come in at. And so where the buses come in at, the teachers also come in to clock in and then they, go park. Boy, every Southern teacher that came in there that went to Southern, I was like, woo! I said, can't park here. Only Tigers can park here. No Jaguars. Can't park here. Sorry, can't park here. Boy, I was going through the hallways, disrupting people's classes, bruh, calling teachers out. All the kids was like, damn, Mr. Green, you going ham, baby? I was like, yeah, they finna get this smoke today. They finna get this smoke today. Boy, I'm going through crazy. He said you can't park here. Boy, he did me so bad Friday. I'm talking about he called my name so many times on the over the intercom, bro. Talking about, yeah, we finna drug y'all, blah, blah, blah. I said, okay, he got the power to do that, the principal, but I'm talking about he went ham. And I said, y'all know what? If y'all lose, y'all gonna be ready to put me out. Bruh, I'm talking about teachers was pissed at me today, bruh. I'm talking about literally like, okay, shut up. It's over. I said, this ain't over. Y'all gonna get this smoke all week. Yeah. So
oh man,
just be ready to get me a show. You know what I'm saying, on Thursday or something if they put me out, dog. I'm gonna need a job.
I ain't got nothing for you, my boy.
No, they got.
Oh
man.
man.
One more thing. Oh man, I heard y'all talking too, bro, about them apartments. Period, man. They made them apartments for some older people. Like they're supposed to be for almost like senior citizens at first. Them apartments over there that you was talking about behind the stadium, and the frat house, the Omega frat house used to be over there. That street used to be jumping, like, cause the bros used to have like the hangout spot over there, and everybody after the game would just run over there. You know what I'm saying? It'd be like a whole block party or whatever. But now it's just full of the hood dudes, and where that Wendy's was at. I don't know why they tore that Wendy's down. Across the street is a school. My wife went to that high school. Well, it ain't no high school no more. It's a middle school. But it used to be a high school. My wife went to that school over there, bro. So when y'all was talking, I was like, dang, that's crazy. I ain't from Jackson, but I remember all of that because I've been in Jackson. I was in Jackson for so long that I remember all of that stuff, man. That's not crazy, bro.
Hey, man.
But Scott,
I've been around the block one.
So y'all get off, man. What's going on with them Cowboys?
Moving on. Moving on. This is an HBCU show. Moving on. Diallo, coming to you.
He wanted to get hung up on, didn't he?
Dog. That's why he saved it for last. He wanted to get everything out until you. Yeah. Play with me if you want to. Go ahead.
Man. Right. What up, Scotty? What up, Perry? Hey, Perry, man. I got so much love and respect for you, bro. Like you sat here like a champ, and I've only been watching for the last 40 minutes. I was out with the family tonight, but man, you took it like a champ, and still was, you know what I'm saying, giving your historical breakdown. And thank y'all for talking about that game. Like, I'm a history buff,
And I love to hear that information about the Monsoon game. I love hearing stuff like that. But I got a question for Perry, and I got a question for Scotty. My question for Scotty is, I watched this show early, and I want to give you some pushback and let you expound a little bit further. I don't know if somebody asked you a question in the chat or you just started talking about, you were saying how you didn't think Jackson State was elite in any area of their game. And I have posted in the chat, and you probably just didn't see it. You wouldn't give their O-line and their running game or just their running game, because the O-line and the running game are connected. You can have Eric Dickerson and Walter Payton in your backfield, but if they don't have nobody to block for them, then it means nothing. You wouldn't give that running game of theirs an elite level status. And the reason why I asked the question, because they went into ULM with a third string and a fourth string running back and was still competitive. That they didn't run the ball as well as they ran against Southern and Lane, but they were still competitive. So if you're not saying that the running game and the O-line connection is elite, what makes you not consider that part of their game elite? Because I don't see any other part of their game elite. I would have to say that Noel is elite for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll give you that.
I wouldn't say
Yeah.
the defense or anything else is elite, but I got to give that O-line running back.
Well, this is why I say that. Just because somebody's a third string back does not make him a third string runner. You get what I'm saying? Like I thought Ahmad should be the starter. Once I saw him at Texas State last year, I didn't understand why he wasn't starting. Like that's just
he balled out against them last year. I'm sorry to cut you off, but you are absolutely correct.
You know what I'm saying? So that was my thing. So you could have three starters. It's the same thing with FAMU, right? Like all their running backs have been starters. So just because you're the third string back doesn't make you a third string back. You get what I'm saying? So the thing for me that makes it elite is, I guess, like when I used to watch the old Southern teams, it was just the sheer dominance of it, right? Like it was just like they could do it in so many different factions, like power, creativity, sweep, run. I mean, however you want it, they could give it to you. I just need to see a little bit more from Jackson before I give it to them being elite. I think they are fundamentally sound. I think they're a well-run group. Before I give it to the elite status, I just want to see what it looks like against a top-level defense, right? I do think Southern has talent. I think they got exposed, for especially in the interior side, like I said they would. But I just need to see a little bit more of it. And it's not even the sense of just going against elite talent. It's just going against different schemes and how they play them. And great O-lines figure it out, and then they'll make adjustments accordingly. So as the season goes along, if everything keeps going the way it's going, then yeah, they'll absolutely become elite by pretty much the halfway through the season. I'm like, hey man, this O-line's elite. You know what I'm saying? It's top line. But as of right now, I'm just on the fence about it. It's very fundamentally sound, very great, but to say it's elite, I'm just a little hesitant on that. That's it.
Got you. And that makes sense. I respect that answer. And Perry, I've been listening to some other people talk ever since the game on Saturday, and I want to ask you a question. I don't want to, people have been badgering you all night. I'm sure I don't want to talk about the game. It is what it is. We've broken it down and saw it. He was there in person. But I want to talk about Jackson State's next opponent, because again, Scotty, I'm from Chicago, live in Ohio, and I lived in Jackson for years. So a lot of my family's down there. So naturally, I want them to do well. But a lot of times, and Scotty knows this because his wife is from Ohio, I hate Ohio State. Not because I hate the players, but because their fans are obnoxious. The same way Scotty feels about JSU fans is how I feel about Ohio State fans. And I always say JSU fans are the HBCU version of Ohio State fans. Like, they are some of the most delusional people at times. You know what I'm saying? But I want to talk to you about this game Saturday in Grambling. And I've been talking to cousins and family members, and they've said how Jackson State has historically, you've been a historian, has historically not played their best football going into Grambling. And if they overlook Grambling and take them for granted, coming off this big win against you all, how their string of bad games and losses down there can continue. Talk about the history and what Jackson State has or hasn't been able to do when going down to Grambling and play the Tigers.
Yeah, I think when you look back at it, when Deion got there, remember that game Deion and Jackson went over there and won?
That
A
was
lot of people
year.
counted that out because they had discussed and said, man, you know how many times Jackson State came over here and walked away with a well-whooped ass? Alcorn is one of those few teams who goes and tries to find a victory over there. But for Jackson, just traditionally, bro, I don't know what it has been. I don't know why. It has just been a tough place to go win. And Dion was one of the first to be able to get it done when he was over there to go into the hole and get a victory. I'm interested to see, and TC Taylor knows better than anybody what it's like to have to go over there when that team has to play in the hole. And so I think that's going to be something TC has to talk to his team about and tell them don't get distracted, because once again, if anybody's ever been to Grambling, they call it the hole for a reason. It's literally in a like an asteroid hit the earth, and they said build a stadium in that hole, the crater that the asteroid left behind. It is deep down in there, and when that thing is packed, man, it is packed and distracting. I'm not sure why Jackson historically has not had success, but then I can look back and say, before Comedy, the Jackson fans, as I said early on, remember those years of the struggles, right? And then Jackson and Grambling went back and forth as well for SWAC championships. But it's just a tough place to play. Grambling knows how to defend home turf, and especially all those years Jackson struggled. And I believe this is another one. If Grambling wants to win the fan base in terms of Mickey Joseph, this is the game to do it, because this is going to be one of the first times they're going to have a packed house in a long time. And I told you, this gives that old school SWAC feel from back in the day, because you got two premier products of names of Southern and Jackson that would regardless sell itself. They're all on the same interstate. It's just a hop and a skip on the interstate coming straight down. Right. This is going to have the feel, and Jackson has to go in and come off that high of beating Southern and have to go in the hole and handle business, because if not, they'll get ran back to Jackson, and we'll be sitting here trying to explain what the hell happened up in Grambling last week.
Right. And I'll say this and be done. Scotty, last question to you, man. Does Crowley, and I love how you talked about him earlier and talked about the breakdowns on the things that you see him do, especially against Texas and them Commonwealth. If he plays as good as we know he can potentially play, and I know you've been critical as much as I have of the Jackson State secondary, of them not being as great as maybe they've been advertised. I know they bragged about leading the SWAC and maybe even FCS in interceptions last year. But we know they weren't as good as maybe that number may suggest that they are. If Crowley is on his game, can he give them nightmares and give them fits?
Absolutely.
And I'll hang up and listen to the response.
Hey,
y'all keep up the good work.
Appreciate it, D. Hey, absolutely. And I wish I had the film to break it down. And I might do that just off the humble. And see, I hate doing it. And I know people will be like, Scotty, don't nobody watch you. It's not even about people watching me. It's just the fact that if I can see it, that means the other team can see it. Right. And the thing that Miles and the offensive coordinator has to be mindful for, and you know what? I'll go back to this. Let me take you to this is a perfect film for it, right? So what happens is this is perfect film for it. This is how Jackson State blitzes. Can you see my cursor, P? This is usually how Jackson State blitzes. What Southern didn't do, the receiver would point out the blitz. He would not replace you're supposed as a receiver. This is basic receiver 101. If you see the blitz, you replace him, because that's where the ball should go. If Grambling does that, it's a different game. If Southern does that, it's a different game. I can show you play after play where it is just nothing but vacant space in here that you're supposed to throw this ball. Now, if Jackson jumps and puts their hand up and swats it down, that just is what it is. But rule number one, if your man blitzes, if the linebacker blitzes, you replace, period. Southern never did it. It would be like literally, P, I'm watching film.
That's perfect territory for your tight end.
Dog, P, I'm telling you, bro, it's play after play after play. And it was so bad. It got so bad. This dude would run 10 yards before he even looked back at the quarterback.
5 yards and you got it.
That's just as good as a run. That is literally just as good as a run. And even if this corner breaks on it, which he's supposed to, it's a 5-yard pickup. And that's all I'm asking for. And now I make you second guess about all that blitzing. Because every time you blitz, I'm gonna replace. Now, if I blitz and replace and you squeeze, then I catch you with a double move, slant and go, all type of stuff, right? But that is the issue that Southern had, that if Grambling just takes advantage of that, that is an aspect of Jackson State's defense that coaching comes into play, where you have to replace the blitzer and you have to teach your receivers hot routes. It's very simple. So that is a huge aspect to the game against Grambling, because that is exactly how Jackson State blitzes. They usually blitz from the edge, and you should be able to take advantage of that coming through the
perfect play for the tight end. Just when they come in with the blitz, that tight end comes straight to the middle of the field. You get that ball to that tight end quick as hell. You only got a split set. That's what you do.
But see, this is the tough thing about it. This is the tough thing about playing quarterback, right? Let's say it was a pass, but look at how they drop out.
Yeah, right there. Okay, now you read that.
Well, it was already an option play.
Yeah. It's an option play. We speaking in terms of though it was a pass play.
Yeah. So the tough thing with this is, I'll tell you a perfect. ULL did this to Miles, and they got a pick off of it. They had everybody lined up at the snap, and the middle backer dropped out, and the receiver was trying to go to the middle, and Miles pre-snap read saw there was no linebacker, so he just threw it to the middle of the field because he expected his receiver to be there. Linebacker picked it off, took it to the crib. So it's a very cat and mouse game when you're playing it. That's why I talk about motion so important, because if I motion and you don't move, I know it's a zone blitz, and I know. You get what I'm saying? It's not in man, because if it's man and I come across and you don't follow me, I know it's not what it is, right? So I know it's a zone blitz. So now I got to figure out which side of the zone is coming and which side is blitzing, which side is dropping and which side is blitzing.
You get a better chance to be able to read that defense.
That's what I'm saying. That's what the motion does for you. But if you just line up and don't move, I can't tell who's coming, no Diddy, and who's going, right? So it's that aspect of it. There's still going to be a cat and mouse game, because when the ball snapped, the movement happens, and now I gotta process faster. But just off the humble, you got to do a better side. You got to do a better job of pre-snap reading this. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. What should have happened is they changed this play. He should have switched sides.
Went to the strong side where you got the three receivers lined up.
Went to the strong side, went to the three receivers, and then either did a bubble route or just a speed option towards the three receivers, and he has way more space. That would have been something I would have done as well. So just little things like that. So it is what it is. But that's what you're dealing with.
That is what we're dealing with.
All right, P. Any last words before we get up out of here?
Oh man, look like Southern O-line is that Colorado O-line from last year's.
Oh,
am I lying?
No, you ain't lying on that one. That's a perfect analogy.
Yeah, look like that Colorado, the Cincinnati Bengal.
Oh God.
Yeah, they looking like that offensive line, man. That just tell you how good of a player, athlete Joe Burrow was able to go to the damn Super Bowl with that weak offensive line. But nonetheless, man, I'll be headed over to Prairie View this weekend, man. Hopefully the Prairie View athletic department make sure they take care of me, get me right, the SID and everybody else. Shout out to Jackson State, though. I do got to give credit to them, man. Travis and everybody over there, man, making sure they ran things the right way. That's what I look for when I travel and I go around the SWAC, man. Communicating, making sure that you take care of people. Ain't nobody there to cause no problems, man. They're just looking for people to do their jobs and make sure that they take care of you. Jackson State did that regardless, of the rivalry and me coming in. So Prairie View, take care of me. That's all I'm asking. I'll be over there this weekend and hope to see people there. I don't know how many Southern fans. Initially, I thought it was going to be worth something. And knowing Prairie View don't show up and then the Southern decides, shit, it may look like that 2015 all Well, I may have to come back and just tell you about it because nobody knew what was going on. So that's the thing about it, man. So I'll be over in Prairie View and, checking that out, and I'll be right back. So other than that, man, that's all I got, man. Thank you for everybody who showed love and you know, y'all didn't beat me up too bad tonight. So y'all understand I'm a good dude. Y'all took it easy on me. I'm really shocked. And the fact that nobody from Prairie View called and talked shit to me, I cannot believe it.
Because they said we're not there yet. They got to wait till their turn. You know.
I was waiting. I knew Jackson was gonna get me, but I was just like, Prairie View.
You can't talk trash and you might lose the game. Nah, listen, I wouldn't even do that. You know, and I love trash talk. But if we about to play you, nah, because I might lose and then I got to call back in when I lose.
Well, they were so hyped about calling, telling me they was going to remember they were supposed to play Texas Southern, but they kept talking about Southern. Now here go the game and I don't hear nobody. Here's your chance. And they just disappeared on me, brother. So that's who I was really expecting, think I was going to hear from tonight, Prairie View. But, man, just shout out to everybody. Listen, man. I always say, and I tell people all the time, I don't be thinking nobody be watching nothing in my mind. But then I realize when I'm somewhere, people are watching it. So, you know, I cuss, I do all these other things. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's a form of entertainment along mixed in with sports. We just trying to bring it to you. Keep it to the culture, but at the same time, have some fun with it. This just like, hey, if we outside in the backyard playing dominoes and talking shit, and it is what it is. This is what it is. We ain't coming on here to be politically correct. I ain't trying to appease nobody. It is what it is. I do that on the radio enough on Saturdays. The fact that I can do 2 hours without cussing, then I come on here and just say all the cuss words I think of. Thank you, Scotty, for allowing me to cuss and be me. I appreciate you.
I'm gonna start putting the E on the on the thumbnail. The E for explicit. MA for mature, right? For mature audiences only.
I do have a range. I can go 2 hours without cussing, people. I do it on Saturday. Because listen, radio do not play. You can't say none of that stuff, none of that on there. But I appreciate everybody that watch and tune in. I know this is Scotty's channel, man. I appreciate Scotty for what we do and even allowing me to come on here, man. But it just showed from this weekend, especially from the Jackson State fans, everywhere I was around, people actually stopped and, they didn't trash talk. They was just like, man, we enjoyed what you guys do, man. So that means a lot to me to just know that the support that you guys watching, regardless of the shit that's being taught, at the end of the day, it's all a family. And we know it's all out of love. It ain't that deep to where it's like Bloods versus Crip. I don't hate you. We just talk a little noise, and I had some ladies tell me they love when they hear me and Mike Reed talk shit.
Yeah,
that's what it's all about. And so that's what we do. We bring the culture to you because at the end of the day, that's what it's all about, and that's why the people watch. So appreciate you guys, man. Appreciate you, Scotty, as always, man, and thank you.
Man, listen, I appreciate y'all for showing love to P. Ways he down there. You know what I'm saying? I probably wouldn't have got that same love. I probably would have had to hide behind you, P, just
Now they was looking for you was good, man. Just don't eat nothing from nobody, but you would have been good. Don't accept no food. We don't know what's in it, man.
Don't know what to put in that. Yeah. Oh, Scotty, try my mac and cheese. No, I'm good. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? But I appreciate you guys, man. And listen, got a long season to go. It's gonna be just gets better and better with time, man. So we appreciate y'all as always. And listen, until next time, you know what I'ma do. I'ma holla. God bless.